about being able to have a big day taking the ball away.
Well, we all know, Moose, that December is the Packers' month. No one knows that better than Brett Favre, who has a gaudy record against the Chicago Bears in his career.
Well, he's been very successful against the Chicago Bears, but I still feel the key to the Green Bay offense is getting Ahman Green on track. If they are running the ball effectively, Brett Favre is even that much better at the quarterback position.
Bears and Packers, need we say more? And we like to remind you to remember to answer today's Sprint Virtual Coach Question and use your PCS Vision from Sprint or log on to foxsports.com. So coming up, it'll be the Bears and the Packers from Lambeau Field.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Grand Cherokee, Liberty. You didn't try one of these, did you? No. Maybe.
They're tough to resist. During the Jeep year-end sales drive, get 0% financing or cash allowances and our 770 powertrain limited warranty on every Jeep vehicle, plus a Columbia sportswear jacket with special Columbia edition vehicles. Hurry to your Jeep dealer and see how good the best values in America can be.
On the next Everybody Loves Raymond, Ray's got to get his parents to kiss and make up.
Listen, Dad, about Mom. I'm a free man! Can you imagine what that feels like? It's better if I don't.
Next, Everybody Loves Raymond.
Then...
Oh no, Ray's wife is choking. Will he save the day? Or just keep watching TV?
Is that how you react in an emergency?
I guess I should have done more.
More than nothing, Ray?
Everybody Loves Raymond.
Monday on Fox 25/48.
Welcome to the all-new 2004 Colorado. Muscle, roomy, versatile, fun to drive. The 2004 Colorado delivers a commanding performance. Drive it now for 24 hours at Marquardt Chevrolet. The best selection of Chevy trucks is always available at Marquardt Chevrolet. Marquardt, vehicles you want, people you trust.
The best Packer and Viking action in the NFL is right here on Fox 25, Fox 48.
This sporting event is brought to you locally by Chevrolet.
Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. It's time for Great Moments at Work, brought to you by the new Microsoft Office system. The St. Louis Rams got a huge play from their defense in last week's impressive blowout win versus the Minnesota Vikings. Leonard Little forces the Dante Culpepper fumble, and Aeneas Williams picks it up and is able to go 90 yards untouched as he outruns Culpepper into the end zone. The Rams were able to celebrate the 48-17 blowout victory, a comfortable win after winning their previous two games by only a combined 5 points.
When the stakes are high, the great ones answer the call. Like a November wind, you cut through the unforgiving wasteland of company data and emerged with numbers that were once untouchable. You have the new Microsoft Office system. It's showtime.
I went to pick up her uncle. She said he was short, white hat.
George? Come on, Uncle Pillsbury Doughboy?
I never met him.
I should have sent you a picture, but this camera phone thing's just too complicated.
Here, Sprint made picture mail right. It's easy to take and send pictures anywhere in their complete wireless network because they built it from the ground up. Thanks. May I?
Everyone else does.
Now get 2 PCS Vision picture phones for $149.98. PCS from Sprint.
Office parties, family parties, neighbors parties, friends parties, New Year's parties. Good thing there's a beer with half the carbs of Bud Light and great taste. Great taste, less filling, Miller Lite, good call.
Thus does fear manifest itself. The fear one is about to pay too much. Fortunately, Helzberg Diamond's value promise is a very effective antiperspirant. Carlsberg Diamonds. Confidence comes in a burgundy box.
This tremendous rivalry over the years, and not all of them have been meaningful games, and whoever thought this game would be that way, but the Bears have made it that way. Well, here's something to look at. The Bears have won the last 7 games when they've had a touchback on a kickoff. The Packers are 0-4 in the games that they have taken a touchback on a kickoff. Just something to watch when we start the game. There's the
stat of doom.
Stat of doom. It could be doom for one of these teams. The Cheeseheads are getting ready for the holiday season, and Paul Ettinger getting ready for the opening kickoff. Both of these teams are prime. No one has to tell them during the week how important it is under any circumstances. Robert Ferguson and Najee Davenport are back deep, and it'll be Davenport at the 7-yard line returning the opening kickoff, and Davenport will be ganged up on at about the 32-yard line. So the Green Bay Packers go on offense, and we are going to have a moment here after the first snap, because Brett Favre is about to break the Green Bay Packer record for consecutive games at 188. They will stop the game after the first snap as you take a look at Favre, who has an impressive record against the Chicago Bears. First down on the 32, and the pitch going to Ahman Green off the left side. And Green maybe a yard on the play, and this is where the play will be stopped. So Brett Favre breaks the record originally held by Forrest Gregg, the outstanding tackle of the Packers. There he has been given the ball by Ed Hockley. 188th consecutive start for Brett Favre. Brett Favre has been a warrior and headed for the Hall of Fame when he gives it up, and breaking the record set by Forrest Gregg, the right tackle, who led the way on the famed Packer sweeps for so many years under Vince Lombardi.
An incredible accomplishment for Brett Favre, and through this whole thumb injury, the streak has not been the issue. He would not have gone to the lineup. He did not feel he could help the Packers win.
Here's Ahman Green as Green swivel hipping his way out to the 40-yard line, picking up 7 yards with Bobby Gray making the tackle. So Favre coming in very confident and effective with a 19-4 career record against the Chicago Bears. There is the offensive line, Chad Clifton. And that group has been outstanding.
And I still feel that Ahman Green, once he gets on track, the whole offense feeds off the production in the running game.
3rd down and 2. And the handoff out of the shotgun to Green, and he's going to be dumped for a loss by Charles Tillman, the very impressive rookie, picked on the 2nd round out of Louisiana Lafayette, and everyone in the league knew he would be a player, and a 4-yard loss will make the Packers kick it away.
And he's one of those new faces we mentioned at the top, and why Dick Duran was unsure what the Bears were going to be this season, because they had some youth, some inexperience at key positions on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball.
Josh Bidwell will kick it, and R.W. McQuarters, who has had some problems with a turf toe, is going to let this one roll inside the 30. And one of the big assets for the Bears, who are not an outstanding offensive team, have been their kick and punt returns this year. Chicago Bears going on offense, and Cordell Stewart having his best game of the year as they rolled up 28 against Arizona.
And for the last 10 games, that offensive line was intact. Terry Metcalf gets the start this week. He filled in last week when Chris Valerio got injured.
And the back showing Anthony Thomas, who had viral pneumonia for one game. He is back in there. And a lot of the young players, including Brock Forsey, who gained over 100 yards. But here's Cordell Stewart leading the Bears with a first down on their 28. And a play-action pass, and it's caught on first down to the tight end, Desmond Clark. So the Bears, normally very conservative, go with a play-action and a 19-yard gain on the first play of their game.
The defensive line of the Green Bay Packers, Kabir Baja-Biamila, has got to get pressure on Cordell Stewart, cause some havoc in the backfield.
And the linebackers, Nick Barnett, who came out with a sprained ankle, is okay and back in there.
And L. Harris, look for them to try a double move on the outside with Justin Gates some point early in this football game.
John Shute said we're going to make him earn his pay in this game. First down on the 47, and here is Anthony Thomas with his first run since going out, and he picks up a couple. Marcus Anderson, the strong safety who is replacing Antoine Edwards, is there on the play, and the crowd starts to raise the level now as they do against the offense. Second down and 7. Ed Donatel, who blitzed considerably against the Bears in week 3.
I think that was a lot to do with the inexperience in the offensive line because they had not protected him well. It'd be interesting to see what his formula is this afternoon.
Looking to blitz, and the handoff is to Thomas, trying to cut upfield, and he's hit, dropped at the 50-yard line for no gain on the play. Aaron Campman making the stop for the Packers.
And this is going to be the key. We've talked about Ahman Green, but the same thing is going to be true on the other side of the ball for the Bears with Anthony Thomas or Brock Forsey. They've got to slow this running game down. If you can put the game into Cordell Stewart's hand, make him prove that, yeah, what you've accomplished over the last game and a half is where you are at right now in this offensive system. But you don't want that Chicago running game to start to have some early success so they can lean on the offensive line and the running backs.
Interesting moves that they ran off of Terrence Metcalf's side on the right guard on that play to no avail. So now a third down situation, and the Bears have been near the bottom of the league, as you saw. Third down and 7. And Cordell Stewart fires, and the pass is knocked down incomplete, nearly intercepted. Bobby Wade was the intended receiver, and Mike McKenzie came in and made the hit and jarred the ball loose.
Well, you're going to see the big hit right here by Mike McKenzie, but that ball's already dropped right there by Bobby Wade, but the completion was only for a yard, and that has been one of the frustrating things about this Bears offense. They have completed a number of passes on third downs, but they've all been short of the marker. They've got to get somebody beyond the yardstick.
So Brad Maynard will punt, and Antonio Chapman goes deep for the Packers, and a good kick.
Maybe too good.
And it is too good. It lands into the end zone for the touchback. Well, the Green Bay Packers lost one of their greats. Tony Canadeo passed away last Saturday at the age of 84. He was the first 1,000-yard rusher in Packer history, a Hall of Famer, and he starred when the Packers were not very good a long time ago. Tony Canadeo, later a broadcaster with the legendary Ray Scott, passed away at the age of 84.
Free to move about the country.
Guys, let him depart. You have no stomach for this fight. But we shall be remembered. We few.
We happy few. We band of brothers.
We band of pharaohs.
Get what you need from the internet faster. SBC Yahoo DSL is just $26.95 a month when you sign up online. One more way, we bring it all home.
Hey, that thing got a Hemi? You're about to find out. Excuse me. Can I have my order, please?
Dodge Ram with the legendary Hemi. Loved by those who have one, dreamt about by those who don't.
Sweet.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Friendly nonstop service all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.
And it's the season here, and in northern Wisconsin, the holiday season sometimes comes early. First and 10 on the 20 for the Packers. Each team has had one possession. Each team had to punt. first down, and the pass is caught to Antonio Freeman, and a first down at the 31-yard line. So Antonio Freeman, the veteran signed at the start of the year, moves the chains for the Packers. There's the Chicago Bears defensive unit.
Funny to hear Brian Urlacher said he's got to actually slow down this afternoon because of all the misdirection that the Packers use in their offense.
And Bobby Gray again starts for Mike Green at strong safety, and Amon Green carrying, trying to reverse direction, and he'll get up to the 34-yard line. Warwick Holman was there to make the tackle. Talking about the Bears defense, one of the great reasons for their improvement. When they were 1-5, they allowed 29 points a game. Since they've won 4 of their last 6, just 12. That's a 17-point difference, and that's pretty big.
Yeah, it all boils down to scoring, making teams kick field goals, controlling the tempo, and Greg Blosch has done a great job. But one of the keys in that whole thing was simplifying the defensive plan. He felt that guys were not executing the scheme, guys were out of position, they were having the big plays.
Second down and 6, and here is Favre, and I don't know if it's a design play. You don't want Favre to run, and he goes out of bounds and will be short of the first down by about 4 or 5 yards. So they might have had a mix-up on what appeared to be originally an inside handoff to Green and had to take it himself.
We'll see if there was a little bit of uncertainty right there. You see Brett Favre bobbling the ball a little bit. That was supposed to be an underneath handoff to Amon Green, but there's your veteran quarterback. I'm not going to turn this into a bad play. I don't have the handle on the ball. I'm not going to put it on his hip. Let me just take it out this way. Try and make something positive out of it.
You know, after looking at the late Tony Kennedy, maybe we're looking at the single wing today, the revival of that in this game. Third down and 6. Brian Urlacher, always one to watch in the middle. Tony Fisher is the setback and moving in the line, and it looked like the left side of the Packer line, led by Chad Clifton, might have jumped, and he will be called for the false start.
Well, that group up front has got to get in sync. Last week against the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving Day, they were outplayed, and the Detroit Lion defensive front did a great job of getting penetration, shutting down that running game. They had a lot of penalties. Brett Favre was sacked 4 times. It was probably the worst performance of the year by the offensive line of the Green Bay Packers.
They're such a hard team to figure out because in certain games they look like they're ready to blossom as one of the best in the conference, and then they revert. So third down and 11 following the penalty, and Favre goes back in the shotgun, fakes the handoff, and looking to run, and he passes, and it's caught. It'll be a first down. Javon Walker past the 45-yard line. So they got Favre on the move today, and Walker tackled by Gray after a gain of 16.
There's just, you can't defend this. This is just Brett Favre. I mean, I thought he was going to run the ball. I thought he was going to pull this down. Everybody leaves Javon Walker right there. You had 2 defenders on him. As soon as they see Favre moving, they leave Javon Walker. He just pops up and delivers the ball right to him.
What a 48-yard touchdown pass last week as they sent Green in motion to the left. First down for the Packers, and Favre swings it out to William Henderson, and the Packer fullback is decked at the 49 after a 3-yard pickup.
Kind of seeing a similar opening to the game that happened against Detroit on Thanksgiving, where Green Bay came out, ran the ball quite a bit in the beginning of the game, but not any great success, and all of a sudden shifted to the passing game. And Mike Sherman told us, you know, I didn't feel I abandoned the run in that game, but we just weren't having success. I wanted to go to the passing game. The miscues came off of third down, so he really feels that they didn't give up on the run too early.
Leading the NFC in completion percentage, hands off to Green, who gets into Bear territory, getting 3 more yards, and the rookie Lance Briggs at linebacker making the tackle. Briggs, of course, taking the place of Roosevelt Colvin, who had signed with the New England Patriots. And Briggs, one of the young players you were talking about that the Bears have had to see develop during the year on defense.
You scale that game plan down a little bit. You get a little bit more time playing on the field with the other 10 guys out there. Communication becomes easier. You start to anticipate. You know what you're doing a lot more, and you can start to react instead of thinking.
3rd and 5. The 48 of the Bears. Favre getting time, and the pass caught by Wesley Walls, and Walls close to the first down. Depends where they spot it, and it was Charles Tillman who tried to prevent the great tight end and with the 49ers years ago and Carolina from getting enough for the first down.
I think he did too. I think he stopped Wesley Walls short of the first down.
So we're going to have a measurement here, and it's very close.
little things like that in a game with this much at stake, with the rivalry and everything that goes on, are so important, and you're never going to see this again, but Charles Tillman comes up and makes a play to deny the Green Bay Packers or put them in a position to make a difficult decision at this point in the game.
And you can see that they're going to be shy of the first down by a half a yard, and Dick Duran checking to see what the pack will do.
Watch the effort right here. That's Wesley Walls. That's a big tight end. You get down, dip your shoulder, drive yourself through, and then as Wesley Walls tries to spin and reach for the first down, he has enough strength to pull him back short of the marker.
So fourth down, and Josh Bidwell comes in. You heard some murmuring in the crowd, but you know that Mike Sherman's not going to try to go for it under those circumstances. R.W. McQuarters, who is a third in the NFC and seventh in the NFL in punt returns, going back deep.
Put it in your special teams' hand. Let them do a good job in the punt game and control field position in the early part of the game.
McQuarters, and this kick will go into the end zone as well. So both punters going into the end zone with their early punts. We'll be back, no score here in the first.
Great hops make great beer.
Enjoy your new Durango.
Look, it's got the DVD. And see how smooth the ride is for you and Fluffy?
Liz, what are you doing to him?
I'm just showing little Joey the new Durango.
Sam, there's only one thing you need to know. Hemi. Can you say Hemi?
Hemi.
That's my boy.
The all-new Dodge Durango. Big size, smooth ride. Hemi power. Starting under $26,600.
When the stakes are high, the great ones answer the call. Like a November wind, you cut through the unforgiving wasteland of company data and emerged with numbers that were once untouchable. You have the new Microsoft Office system. It's showtime.
See performances by Beyonce,
Sting,
No Doubt,
Clay Aiken,
Evanescence,
Pink,
Foo Fighters,
and more.
The Billboard Music Awards live at 8/7 Central Fox Wednesday.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Budweiser. Grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time.
No score, and that's been the story of the Bears in the first quarter this year. A lot of no scores, only 19 points, and ranking near the bottom of the league, getting their offense going in the first quarter. Starting from the 20, Anthony Thomas on the handoff, trying to get something on the ground. Both teams believe you've got to run the ball, even if you only get the 2 or 3 yards, as Thomas did there before Nick Barnett, the outstanding rookie, one of the top rookie defenders in the NFL.
One of the reasons that Detroit had so much success underneath in their last game was the fact that Nick Barnett and Darren Sharp were both out of the lineup that game, and Joey Harrington did a good job of taking advantage of the underneath stuff.
Second and the 6.
Off the screen! Off the screen!
And Cordell Stewart, he's mobile. And here's his pass, and nowhere near the receiver downfield, and the intended receiver was Justin Gage. Well, in the first 7 weeks of the season, you'd say this race is over. The Minnesota Vikings undefeated with a 4-game lead in the loss column over the Green Bay Packers. Look where the Bears were. And then things changed, didn't they?
They sure did. I mean, it's an exact flip. Chicago's now on top. Minnesota down at the bottom at 1-5. And that's why Dick Duran needs more credit, to be able to hold his team together through that difficult time and have them playing for something of importance here in early December.
And they hope to get on top. They've got the Packers today and the Vikings next week, and they need to win them both to hang in there. Third down and 6. And in motion goes Justin Gage, and Cordell Stewart's pass, again, not a good one, trying again to go to the rookie, Justin Gage, who went over 100-yard receiving last week. And so far, the Bears offense, at least in the passing department, has sputtered. And fourth down coming up again.
Well, they had kind of an offensive explosion last week against Arizona for the Chicago Bears, going over 400 yards. But a lot of that were great plays on the outside by the wide receivers, and they're just not being given the opportunity to make catches so far.
Antonio Chapman. And this kick, low kick from Chapman on the return, will give the Packers the best field position either team has enjoyed at the 46-yard line. Green Bay ball when we come back to Lambeau.
Hey, how are you guys?
We have no idea what to get our son.
How about a PlayStation?
Nah, I think he's too old for a jungle gym.
Actually, a PlayStation, you know, maybe just get him a Best Buy gift card.
A gift everyone can understand. The Best Buy gift card. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours.
When welding, a smooth bead is essential.
Get what you need from the internet faster. SBC Yahoo DSL is just $26.95 a month when you sign up online. One more way, we bring it all home.
Taco Bell's Fajita Grilled Stuffed Burrito. Sizzling marinated carne asada steak and tasty fajita veggies. Wrapped and grilled to go.
Should have gotten fajitas.
Ooh, fajitas.
Nothing beats the sizzle when you think outside the bun.
I said, Joe, think of the family. It's comfortable. It's not too big, not too small. It's got a DVD. End of discussion.
I said, Liz, we need a man's SUV. I mean, this thing tows like a son of a gun, and it's got a Hemi. Done deal.
The all-new Durango. Big size, smooth ride, Hemi power.
And Joe completely understood.
Liz finally saw it my way. Soda?
The all-new Dodge Durango, starting under $26,600.
I've always wondered why his last name was hyphenated. It's because of the neck roll. You know, I think that it was probably all one word at some point because he has to wear such a large neck roll. We had to find a spot to break it up so it flowed well.
You could put another name in between those two for
He doesn't need any more names in his name.
You're
It's
right.
a mouthful.
Hold yourself.
First down on the 46. Green Bay only 3-3 at Lambeau. They used to be invincible here, and that ties the most losses in a season since Brett Favre became the quarterback for Green Bay. Whistle.
71 is eligible. 71
Kevin Barry, and he has been, as you know, the tackle who has been eligible as a tight end, and they have him mostly for blocking purposes, and he's done a good job of that. Play action, Brett Favre. A world of time, but the receivers are covered, and he gets it away, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Nick Lucci, the fullback, and Lance Briggs was all over him. Good protection, but the coverage was superb.
Very good protection, but nobody could get open down the field. It was really a max protection route where you keep everybody in. Nick Lucci dropped out late in the route when Brett was looking for somebody to dump the ball off, but Chicago does a nice job recognizing the play action, having those defensive backs back in the secondary and picking up the two wide receivers that were out on the route.
First incompletion thrown by Brett Favre. Second down and 10. Going with 4 wide receivers, and the running play, and another terrific defensive play, this time by Mike Green, the strong safety who did not start. He's had an injured groin, and he stuffed Mongreen for a loss of 1.
Well, you got to be able to pick him up. You can tell right there that Mike Green is not in coverage. Somebody has to make a call. Chad Clifton has got to go outside. You've got to secure Mike Green before you can go to the linebacker level because he's going to make the play. You got to have your eyes open and have your head up in your snap or your pre-snap set.
Oh, so far this Bear defense, and they've got a 3-man defensive line right here on 3rd and 12, and a flag thrown and a false start.
Number 68. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
So 2 false start penalties, both on the left side of the Packer line, and 5 more yards to deal with.
Well, you wonder if they're going to go through the same thing they went through against the Detroit Lions. And Brett Favre told us, you know, we were warned all week by Mike Sherman. He told us about the effort we were going to get from Detroit. But I think our team is young right now, and sometimes they have to go through it and actually have the I told you so kind of thing happen. And right now, with the rivalry that exists in this game and everything at stake, the Packers have come out very flat again.
First time, by the way, that Mike Wall has had a false start this year. But it's third down and long, and the pass thrown out of bounds. And fourth down coming up. Brian Urlacher came over and along with Charles Tillman put a pretty good hit on Donald Driver, the intended receiver. Fourth down and another punting situation.
I tell you, it's a good thing that Charles Tillman held Donald Driver up. If he would not have grabbed a hold of him and let him go to the ground, he could have got flagged right there.
So in this game, it's like everyone feeling each other out, waiting for something to break. And there's the floating kick and the fair catch by McQuarters at the 16. So Bidwell with a good punt, no return. And we have just under 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. 0-0 between these longtime rivals.
Sunday, see Big Eddie haul trees in his fuel injected Hemi Dodge Ram 1500. Sunday, Big Eddie picks up stuff in his 345 horsepower Hemi Dodge Ram. Sunday, going fishing in a Hemi powered Ram.
Morning, Ed.
Monday.
You gotta stop.
The difference in carbs between Miller Lite and Coors Light is only 1.8 grams. You can burn 1.8 grams while you're holiday shopping online. So be a smart shopper and buy some Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light.
Steak and mushrooms. He likes a little blue cheese. Like skillet sensations. They're back at Applebee's.
Eating good in the neighborhood.
Hey, Donovan!
Surprise!
It's not my yard.
Oops. If you really want tickets to the game, just use your Visa. It's the card you know they'll take everywhere you want to be.
All you gotta do is
Visa.
Hey, you!
Proud sponsor of the NFL.
Fox NFL Sundays, brought to you by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. By Visa, it's everywhere you want to be this NFL season. By WebMD, redefining modern medicine. And by Something's Gotta Give, starring Jack Nicholson and Diane Keaton. In theaters December 12th, rated PG-13.
And welcome back to Green Bay. The Packers and the Bears, no score. 3:56 remaining in the first. Bears have not had good position to start the game with, and now we'll have a penalty flag.
False start. Offense, number 69.
Mike Gandy.
5-yard penalty. Go first down.
Left tackle. So that will put the Bears in more of a pickle for Dick Duron, because they'll move that ball to the 12. Dick Duron has seen his team start 1-5. That play hard in every game, and they've turned it around. But they know that they're basically in 4 one-game seasons now. If the Bears lose today and the Vikings win, it's over for Chicago. 1st and 15 now. And the inside handoff to Stanley Pritchett on the counter play, getting up to the 15, picking up 3 yards. Niall Diggs making the tackle, and Moose, an opportunity for the Packer defense to get themselves in good position.
Well, they have started out very well. The offense, on the other hand, has started out very sluggishly, but last time they took the field, they did not get off to a great start. They played well in the second half, but Ed Donatel told his group, hey, we cannot wait around and let these guys hang in there, because they have the ability to have success if we allow it early in the game.
2nd down and 12, and Cordell Stewart will be dragged down, try to run it out, no one to go to, and picking up a couple of yards. Aaron Campman again making the play for the Packers, and they know that Cordell Stewart Moose can run with the ball. I'm not so sure about the accuracy, and that's going to be what he's going to have to prove today.
Yeah, and I think it was maybe a little bigger story than in reality about the difference with the quarterbacks. When you're playing as a defender, whether it's Chris Chandler, you know what his strengths are. If he comes into the lineup, you have to protect against those things. With Cordell Stewart, you know they're going to move the pocket a little bit more, do some bootlegs. You got to be rush lane conscious, so if the protection breaks down, he's going to move on you. Just know who's at quarterback and play to his strengths.
Exactly. 3rd down and 10 now. And Stewart, here comes the blitz. It is picked up, and this pass is caught by David Terrell, and a 1st down. So the Bears do a great job of picking up the Packer blitz from the secondary, and Chicago gets 21 out of it.
They had a blitz coming from the other side. Robbie Abdullah does a good job picking it up, and there's the guy that they want to go after a little bit. It's Al Harris. He plays very soft right there and allows the coverage. Here comes your blitzer right here. There's the pickup. Nice job. You see the time that Cordell Stewart has in the pocket. And number 31, Al Harris. We'll see if John Shoup continues to go after him.
That's the season-long catch for David Terrell, and a 1st down on the 39-yard line.
Here's Justin Gage lined up with him, the guy they would like to use.
And there is Stewart, and Stewart going deep. He's got a guy, and it's Marty Booker who'll score. So this close to the vest offense is anything but early on, and with no field position, the Bears move it smartly. Cordell Stewart with 2 big pass plays, the last one to Marty Booker for 61 yards, and the Bears stun this crowd and the Packers and take the lead.
Well, when we talked to John Shoup, the one thing he said, we want to take shots on the outside, and he's told us that before, but we haven't seen it. Mike McKenzie kind of sits on it because they run so many short routes. Marty Booker runs right by him. They want to play aggressive. They don't want to go into the locker room after the game and with the woulda, coulda, shouldas. They're going to come out, they're going to air the ball out and take their chances.
What do they have to lose? Paul Ettinger with the extra point, giving the Bears a 7-0 lead. Marty Booker with his 3rd touchdown catch of the year, and it's the Bears in front, 7-0.
Aren't you like a famous bachelor?
From the director of What Women Want. This Friday.
Mom, Harry was once engaged to Diane Sawyer.
I'm impressed.
Women your age love that about me.
Something's gotta happen.
Your dad's gonna be okay.
He's not my dad.
I'm sorry, your granddad's gonna be okay.
Something's gotta change.
I'm gonna be stuck here with him alone?
Something's gotta give. Rated PG-13. Opens everywhere Friday.
You live a lot of your life between 0 and 55. No one understands that like your State Farm agent. That's why more people insure their cars with us than anyone else. Because we think car insurance should be as much about you as it is about your car.
Today, more than 250,000 doctors and 75 million patients are redefining modern medicine with WebMD. Practices can attend to the business of medicine with new speed and efficiency. Doctors can continue their medical education without leaving their offices. Patients can monitor their own progress. In countless ways, WebMD is helping doctors and patients to reconnect, and in the process, helping to redefine modern medicine. WebMD, modern medicine.
Rich Eisen hosts NFL Total Access.
Back here at Lambeau Field, and the Bears lead 7-0. Marty Booker, I don't know how long it's been since we've seen the Bears open it up like this early.
Well, they talked about doing it, but they've told us that in the past, and it's never kind of materialized during the game. But the Green Bay Packers better do something right now, because they look exactly like they did on Thanksgiving Day against Detroit. They're standing around waiting for something to happen. And the Chicago Bears, you talked about it, this is single elimination, but it's for both of them. I mean, the loser in this game is going to be out of the playoff hunt.
Rajay Davenport returning the kick to the 34-yard line. Well, next week it's a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader, beginning with America's #1 pregame show. First, the Vikings look to keep pace atop the NFC North when they renew their rivalry with these Bears. Bears. Then these Packers look to strengthen their playoff hopes as they battle the Chargers or other regional action. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. The biggest stories are in the NFC and the NFC, as you know. By the way, that touchdown pass by Cordell Stewart, his longest of the season. Packers from the 33, and the quick going out to Robert Ferguson, and the Bears are right there once again. And a 2-yard pickup, Jerry Azuma all over Ferguson.
Well, the one thing that Greg Blosch said that his defense was going to have to do today was tackle very well. He wanted to have the best tackling game of the year because of the elusiveness of the running backs, because he's not sure how this team will respond after a big play. He doesn't know if they've matured enough at that point. Earlier in the season, when these two teams played, Jerry Azuma was in great position to make a tackle for a short gain. Ahman Green gave him a little dip and went 60 yards for a touchdown. They never recovered that evening.
In motion is Green to the right, and the pass, and another big hit. This time Bobby Gray puts it on Donald Driver, and you get a feeling the Chicago Bears are coming out and leaving nothing inside the locker room so far.
They are playing at a different level right now, and you would think that after the performance the Green Bay Packers had the last time they were on the field, this would be the last thing you would see as this game unfolded. But right now, the Chicago Bears are taking it to the Packers on both sides of the ball.
And you saw Greg Blosch, who was a former assistant coach with Green Bay, as was Dick Duran. So they're very familiar with what Lambeau is all about. 3rd down and 8 from the 35 of the Packers. Just outside a minute remaining in the first. Pressure on Favre, gets away and then flings it up, and it is intercepted. Picked off by Lance Briggs, and he will go in for the touchdown. A flag is down, however. Penalty marker down, so let's wait. But Lance Briggs picks off that floater, and that's one of those examples. And this is going to be key from Ed Hockley right here.
Intentional grounding, offense. The penalty is declined. Touchdown.
So Brett Favre not willing just to get rid of the ball. He threw it up for grabs, and Lance Briggs took it into the end zone, 45 yards for another touchdown.
Well, every time you play against Brett Favre, you know that he's going to give you an opportunity 2 or 3 times a game to make a play, and here's one of them. He scrambles, he's got Philip Daniels right in his face. He just throws it up into the air, but there's Lance Briggs, stays alive, chases the ball down, and this is amazing to me to see the way that this game has started early on. I mean, never would have expected Green Bay to come out and play this way.
First career touchdown for Briggs and his first interception. And here's Paul Ettinger with the extra point, and it's 14-0 in favor of the Chicago Bears. So the Bears have not done much on offense this year in the first quarter. They're doing it on offense and defense.
Some people believe there's a carpentry gene, and I think I got it. Hanging things, I'm a little hit or miss on. But with the Black & Decker Bullseye, it's foolproof. I just find a stud, hang it on the wall, and it self-levels. Gives you a straight line every time.
The Bullseye from Black & Decker.
It's either going to be a singer, a dancer, an actress, a ASPCA agent, a veterinarian, or stop. That's it.
She's going to be a teacher, a singer, or a lawyer. She talks a lot.
What? I don't want to be a lawyer.
But you talk a lot, so you could be good at it.
Ow, stop.
Here's where your pressure came from. It's an overload. Here comes the other guy in. They've got 2 blitzers coming to one side. Ahman Green does the right thing. He takes the most dangerous man, the inside guy. But a good blitz by Greg Blosch. They miss on that, but there's Philip Daniels right in Brett Favre's face. He's just trying to get rid of the ball, and he serves up one of those ones that Greg Blosch says we have an opportunity to get 2 or 3 times a game.
A low kick picked up at the 30-yard line by Nick Lucci, and he'll bring it back to the 40 with 45 seconds remaining in this first quarter, and a few words between the 2 teams. Coming this February, Field of Rush, as NASCAR returns to Fox for 17 weeks of high speed thrills and excitement as another season begins. Tony Stewart, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Gordon, and Matt Kenseth lead the world's best drivers when NASCAR returns to Fox this February. Very interesting situation in the NFC North, because you figure that not to win the division to get in the playoffs, and it's up for grabs. And the Bears putting pressure on the Pack here. First down, Amon Green. And you know that Mike Sherman said, look, let's get back to the run and see what we can do. And he gets 5 on first down.
Well, he has stayed consistent with his play calling the early part of this game. You know, he has mixed in the pass and the run. He hasn't gotten overloaded to one side. But right now, it has nothing to do with play calling. It has nothing to do with the scheme. It has all to do with intensity. And the Green Bay Packers have not matched the Bears' intensity yet on either side of the ball.
Amon Green, by the way, if he can gain 92 yards today, will break Jim Taylor's single-season Packer rushing record. Good for a long time. Second down and 5. From the 45, again, they go to Green, cuts upfield, and there's Amon Green. Why he is on the verge of breaking the record, gets 11 yards with a good cutback move into the 44 of Chicago with Gray and Azuma on the tackle. That's the end of the first quarter. A stunner. Bears 14, Packers nothing.
Do you have the right truck? The 2004 Chevy Silverado now available with power packs. Get the Silverado extended cab with the light-duty power pack, Vortec V8, heavy-duty trailering, plus the Safe and Sound power pack, XM satellite radio, Bose sound system, and the security of 1 year OnStar Safe and Sound service. Silverado, now available with power packs. It's the right truck.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Don't look away from this ad, or you just might miss the game that belongs in your home. These are just a few selections of the games you'll find at Stansfield's Game Room Store that will keep your family together at home. With a wide selection of games, there's sure to be something the whole family will agree on. These are the quality name brand games professionals use. And don't forget the jukeboxes. So if you haven't seen it here, or if you looked away and missed the game, you know the game that belongs in your home is at Stansfield's Game Room Store, Highway 16 on Alaska.
Power up your gift giving with quality skill tools from Menards, like this variable speed drill with sight light for $34.99. Or how about this 14.4 volt cordless hammer drill with 2 battery packs and case, $84.99. Make hanging pictures or shelving easier with a Zircon stud sensor. This handy model is $788. This extra powerful model with deep scan is $1288. Plus, a Menards gift card always makes a great gift.
More season's greetings to you all from Menards.
That treehouse is coming down.
May the best family win. On a new Bernie Mac after The Simpsons tonight on Fox.
Tale of 2 quarterbacks as we start the second quarter. Cordell Stewart with his longest touchdown pass of the year, and Brett Favre with a interception.
You think Amon Green does this at the visitor stadium? I know this is his home course, and you always want to replace your divots at the home course, but do you think he does the same thing at Soldier Field if that happens?
Well, I hope he marks his ball correctly on the green as well. First down as we start the second, and here is Amon Green going off the right side, following blockers, but then a hard hit. I'll tell you, every tackle, this one, by the way, by Keith Traylor, has been emphatic. 1 yard gain for Green.
They have been making a statement. There's already been several big hits in this football game already. And there's one of the things that Brian Urlacher talked to us about. We can't let Amon Green get his shoulder square. We've got to make him bounce outside and keep him running parallel to the line of scrimmage. He's most dangerous when he gets his shoulder square. As soon as he got his shoulder square to the line of scrimmage, Keith Traylor was coming down the line and put another big hit on him.
Green averaging under 3 yards a carry, well below what he's done this year. Here's the pump fake by Favre. Down the middle, wide open, and dropped by William Henderson. He couldn't have been more wide open on the 25. And there's another indication of how this afternoon is going for the Packers.
Too much time to think about this catch. There was nobody around him, so he's thinking about other things. What am I going to do after I get this ball? Am I going to score? You got to secure the catch. Sometimes those are the most difficult catches to make when there's nobody around you. The ball's just floating to you because all of a sudden you're thinking about your next move and you haven't concentrated on the catch.
Bringing up 3rd and 9 on the Bears 44. And finally pressure and the screen up the middle to Tony Fisher. Good run after the catch by Fisher and out of bounds. So Tony Fisher on the middle screen, picking up 17 yards and knocked out of bounds by Bobby Gray, a first down.
Well, this is a very interesting play because it looks like everything is breaking down right now. Tony Fisher gets knocked back in protection, but you can see it set up. Now here come all the peel back blocks. Now the Green Bay Packers are starting to dish out some big hits on their own. This is a very physical football game right now.
And you notice every play by the Bears has been a hit, including that one out of bounds. First down, though, for the Packers trying to get back in this game. They're on the 26-yard line of the Bears, and the pass fired to the 20 to Wesley Walls. And Walls close to a first down, maybe about a yard short, and covered there by Brian Urlacher and Charles Tillman. Packers trying to get back in there. There's Wesley Walls, a couple of weeks ago, having his best game of the season, and the veteran now with the Packers on the receiving end of another great quarterback as he was in San Francisco. Second down and 1, and here is Green for the first down to about the 7 or 6 yard line.
Well, the big thing about this drive for the Packers right now, they're having some guys step up and make some plays, and it kind of all started on that last play of the first quarter when Ahman Green went for 11 yards. When things are going against you, somebody on that side of the ball, whether it's Brett Favre or Ahman Green, one of your veteran guys, your marquee guys, has got to step up and make a play and get everybody jacked up and try to match the intensity of the opponent.
Second in the league in third down or red zone offense. Here is Green, nothing there. The left side of the Bear defensive line, including Brian Urlacher, by the way, just totally stuffed it. No gain on the play.
And that's what Chicago has been doing of late. What they're doing, they're taking away the thing that the opponent does best on offense. And right there, that is the Packers' bread and butter running play. They stuffed it at the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage, and it tends to frustrate the offense when they can't go back and do the things that they've been doing well all season long. And Chicago has been able to do that during this 4-2 run that they've been on.
Second and 10. To the 6-yard line and hit immediately is Bubba Franks, and about 6 different white shirts in there. 7-yard pickup, and the play blown dead at the 6-yard line. Boy, the Bears are, you talk about going to the ball in a group and making hard hits. They're doing it, they're really a clinic the way they've been doing it so far, yet the Packers are on the verge here.
And it's a testament to the veteran leadership on the Green Bay Packer offense. They've had nothing go their way. They have played very poorly, and yet at this stage, they've been able to get everybody refocused and concentrated on this drive and have put themselves in a position right now to get back into it.
Well, this is a big one here. Down by 14, third down and 3. Here is Favre rolling out to his left, and he flips it, knocked away, incomplete. The intended receiver was Walls, and Bobby Gray, having an outstanding first half, knocks it away. Fourth down coming up, forcing the Packers to go for 3.
Bobby Gray, another one of those guys that has matured as the season has gone on. Wesley Walls has a step on him, but Brett Favre couldn't get the ball to him right away because of all the traffic in front of him. So now he's got to do a little float right there. That gives Bobby Gray the opportunity to get back in the play and deflect it.
So Ryan Longwell, and there you see the ball actually hit off the shoulder of Walls. A 24-yard attempt by Ryan Longwell, who did not have an attempt a week ago, and this kick is good. But the Bears have to feel good about themselves preventing the touchdown. They lead it 14-3 over the Packers early here in the second.
The difference in carbs between Miller Lite and Coors Light is only 1.8 grams. You can burn 1.8 grams surfing, channel surfing. So put down the remote and pick up a Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light.
Introducing Remington's new Titanium Smart System, the only shaver that combines the sharpness of titanium-coated blades with the technology to automatically clean itself. It could just make all other shavers obsolete.
Everybody in the country to drive the all-new Chevy Malibu, we think you'd agree. It's just about perfect.
The new Chevy Malibu, a
available with OnStar. Visit ChevyMalibu.com for details.
Sometimes you need a little help staying in the game. Introducing new Levitra. It's a new choice, and it's here now. Ask your doctor if a free sample is right for you. Ask about new Levitra.
Endless power. You'll find it in Carlos Contreras and in his Citizen Echo Drive. Fueled by light, it never needs a battery. It's unstoppable. Just like the people who wear it. Citizen Echo Drive. Unstoppable. Fox NFL Sundays, brought to you by Wachovia. Together we can achieve uncommon things. By Citizen Echo Drive, a revolutionary watch that never needs a battery. By Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL, cold down easy. And by the new Chevy Malibu. Your private Malibu showing starts at ChevyMalibu.com.
That must be the Tundra.
Yes, and it is frozen, but it's not Lambeau, which, of course, now they have the heating coils under the field, so you don't have much of that as you see the scoring drive. And Green not getting on track as of yet. He's had one good run, and the Bear defense clamping down when they had to. So a 14-3 lead, and Longwell kicking off, and a returnable kick. Jerry Azuma, who's amongst the league leaders. Jerry Azuma trying to turn the corner, loses the ball.
Green Bay's got it.
Packers recover, you're right. And that's what the Packers needed to do, was to force turnovers. And it was David Martin, the tight end, who forced the fumble from Jerry Azuma. And the Bears now have to go out again defensively.
Jerry Azuma's got the ball in the right spot, but as he comes inside, he gets that arm away from the body, and all David Martin did was reach back inside and got his hand right on top of the ball.
Bauju ultimately recovered it, and it looked like Azuma could have gotten his own fumble.
He had the first chance at it right there, but wasn't able to get the handle on it. I don't even think Bauju did. I think he slid right over the top of it, but just too many Packers at the bottom of the pile for the Bears to come away with that one.
So the takeaway story, only 17 this year, 20 below a year ago, and they led the National Football League. Tony Fisher in and running back, and he's in motion to the right, and Fisher, the intended receiver, and it's over his head. He had beaten the defender, Brian Urlacher, covering downfield, the linebacker, but they couldn't connect, and it's 2nd and 10. So Brett Favre going for 6 right there.
No, I like the call by Tom Rossley right here. You just created a big turnover on special teams. Go right at it. Go for the touchdown on the first play up. Tony Fisher does a good job of getting by Brian Urlacher. You see the crowd here now is booing, but all that happened after the pass was already by Tony Fisher.
2nd and 10 at the 21. And you would have to say the Packers, if they're going to get back in the game, settling for a field goal would not be what you would want here, as the flip goes to Ahman Green, and a Green again knocked back for a 1-yard pickup. Brian Robinson making the tackle for the Chicago Bears, and it was Robinson who really was vocal in talking to the team this week.
Yeah, he was the guy that gave the big speech to get everybody going, and right now I think Dick Duran maybe undersold his defensive group. He said, we're not going to stop the Green Bay Packer running game, but what we've got to do is control it. We can't have any big plays in the running game. They're on pace to shut this thing down right now. If they continue to play and continue to fill their gaps and do all the things that Greg Blosh emphasized during the week.
And you look at those numbers, right now they are stopping the run. 3rd and 9. 20-yard line, and Favre on a designed rollout, and the pass is close to the first down. The pass was caught by Javon Walker. The Bears are saying that he trapped the ball, and Walker said, I did not. And the indication is they've got the first down as well as the reception.
Well, Javon Walker's coming across the field telling Mike Sherman to throw the flag out and review it.
Incomplete. The call is incomplete. And I'm not sure.
No. I agree. Throw the red flag out there. He possessed the ball. They did not use, the ground did not come into play to help him establish possession on the catch. He had possession before he went to the ground.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's incomplete as it was ruled on the field. So I agree with you. And a challenge.
Green Bay is challenging the ruling on the field. The pass is incomplete.
So Ed Hockley will look at the replays and make the decision. But my feeling is, and I'll go with you on this, Javon Walker had possession.
140 horsepower engine and responsive handling, we put the fun back into the compact car, the Saturn Ion. Finance the new 2004 Saturn Ion 1 with air conditioning and CD player for $179 a month. See your retailer for details.
Ah, Guido, come hanno ragione. Evviva Jacqueline che ci ha indicato la via della liberazione. Abbassi il tirano, abbassa Barba Blu.
What can a foreign film teach us about capital markets? It helps to speak the language. At Wachovia Securities, we learn from the world around us. Because uncommon challenges call for uncommon wisdom. Wachovia Securities, corporate and investment banking.
From brothers who've shown you true love, friendship, beauty, comes a subject close to their hearts.
Hey, you guys are stuck together.
True brotherhood.
I'm not here.
Yellow. Thou noble prince hath arrived. She's got a mate.
Matt Damon, Greg Kinnear in a fairly outrageous comedy. Stuck on You. Rated PG-13. Friday only in theaters.
Fox tonight. It's never too early to get your children involved in sports. An all-new Malcolm in the Middle. Then, can Michael Bluth bring his mom and his jailbird dad together?
He said some wonderful things.
Daddy, horny, Michael.
An all-new Arrested Development. It all starts at 9/8 Central tonight on Fox.
Ed Hockley is going to make the determination.
After review, the ball slipped between the receiver's hand, hit the ground, and then he pulled it back to his chest off the ground. Therefore, the ruling on the field stands as called.
And you know, this replay will
Green
show
Bay
it.
is charged with their first
Yeah, our
time
guys
out.
in the truck did a great job. They've got this one right here. And Dick Stockton, I led you down the road the wrong way right there. You can see everything that Ed Hockley said. Right there, the ball comes out of his hands, goes down to the ground. Now he picks it back up as he's bouncing up. So, again, Charles Tillman comes in and makes the play because Javon Walker has it in his hands. He actually pulls the shoulder back and dislodges the ball.
You can lead me any way you want. You can lead me as a lead blocker. Paul Horning, the great Golden Boy, said Darrell Johnson was the best up-back blocker I've ever seen in the National Football League. So I'll play behind you. 38-yard field goal by Ryan Longwell. And the kick is good. So Longwell's field goal makes it a 14-6 game, but that's not what the Packers are looking for after getting the turnover.
You're late. Big line at the toll booth. You know those electronic passes? Yeah. Used to be 1 lane, then 2, now 3. And you don't have one? No.
It's the on-demand world.
Huh?
Electronic pass connects to toll booth. Toll booth connects to bank. Bank to your credit card. You come in here with your laptop, click, click, pay your bill through the air. But you don't get it, so you wait in line.
That means something.
He's going to cut you off when the light turns green. I'm driving with my knees.
You don't always know who to avoid out there.
I'm really tired.
That's why every Saturn L300 comes standard with ABS brakes, traction control, and head curtain side airbags. Finance a new 2004 Saturn L300-1 for $249 a month. See your retailer for details.
Fox NFL Sundays, brought to you by Saturn, makers of the highly adaptable View, stylish midsize L300, and the fun-to-drive Ion.
Bears in front of the Packers, 14-6. Coming up after the game, it's Sports Illustrated's 2003 Sportsman of the Year. James Brown hosts this one-hour retrospective looking back at the greatest sports moments and athletic achievements of the past year. Sports Illustrated's 2003 Sportsman of the Year is after our game, right here on Fox. Longwell's kickoff bounces at the 5 and fielded by Jerry Azuma at the goal line. And Azuma flashes out of there and will get to the 20 23-yard line. So Jerry Azuma coming in, leading the NFL at kickoff returns, gets 23. We'll be back.
Endless power. You'll find it in James Blake and in his Citizen Echo Drive. Fueled by light, it never needs a battery. It's unstoppable. Just like the people who wear it. Citizen Echo Drive. Unstoppable.
Inside that flashlight is something familiar. A battery. And while it may not be the biggest decision of your day, consider this. In the land of Middle-earth, the filmmakers of The Lord of the Rings trusted one battery in every one of their light meters. Duracell. So no matter how you play make-believe, it just has to work. Duracell. Trusted everywhere.
Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. In theaters December 17th.
SRX Performance Utility. Breakthrough.
Someone wants disaster to strike.
Let me go.
Someone wants Jack Bauer dead. Are you ready to digest? And someone
You take one step outside, you know exactly what will happen.
will do anything to make it happen.
Who else is working with you?
An all-new 24 at 9, 8 Central, Fox Tuesday.
What's the best way to enjoy the new season of 24? Watch the complete second season, now available on DVD.
Now these guys have a sense of humor.
At some point today, though, they've got to turn around and show the front of the sign to everybody that's mad behind them.
There's Brock Forsey, who came on big, had 134 yards rushing last week, starting in place of the injured Anthony Thomas. He is back there now, first down for the Bears, and gets an opportunity, but the opportunity will be short-lived as the flag will stop the play.
Before the ball was snapped, ball start, offense, number 60.
And the foul of Terrence Metcalf, who's replacing Chris Valerio, who has a torn chest muscle and unable to play. And that offensive line has had to undergo a lot as you look at Forsey, who, by the way, a big hero in Idaho. Went to Boise State.
Replaced Jake Plummer as #1 guy in the state of Idaho. You know, the amazing thing about what he did last week, he didn't know he was starting until Saturday night at the meeting. And for somebody to have been prepared and be able to come out and have the type of day he had on Sunday afternoon, that's a great job by Brock.
First down and 15. Bears on their own 18-yard line, and there's the pass, and it is caught by Marty Booker, and he has Al Harris again, and Moose pointed it out. Al Harris is going to be their target. 22 yards to Marty Booker. Right now, let's go to L.A. and a game break with James Brown.
Dick and Darrell, Vikings have lost 5 of the last 6 games. What do you try to do to stop the bleeding? Go up top to Randy Moss. Speed, concentration, and hands. 47-yard strike. Minnesota on top, 7-0 back in the second, back with Stockton and Darrell Johnston.
Big game for the Vikings, and Seattle can't win on the road. And the Bears now with a play action. Cordell Stewart trying to get out of trouble. Runs into his own.
You saw it not work earlier today. Don't do it.
And he throws it out of bounds. And now the Packers are yelling that they can't get a grounding. Intentional grounding.
Out of the pocket. When he went back in the pocket by rule, there cannot be intentional grounding.
He went out, went back in, and Aaron Campbell made life miserable for him back there.
He's got to be inside the tackle box. Now he's probably broken it right there. And that was a great job by Ed Hockley coming on and explaining that. The fact that once you break contain out of that box, you can come back in and throw the ball away. Now these people have to realize that everything, I mean, he gave you the right explanation, he gave you the reason why. The more he's not going to change his mind right now.
Second down, Forsey, and stopped for a yard loss by Hannibal Navies. Very fast linebacking core for the Packers, and a 1-yard loss that time for Forsey. And it'll be 3rd and 11 coming up for the Bears. They lead 14-6. They have taken the play away from the Packers here at Lambeau. Cordell Stewart hitting Marty Booker, 61 yards. And then Lance Briggs returning a Brett Favre pick, 45 yards for the 2 chances in the red zone, have managed just field goals. Third and 11. And Stewart's going to get sacked. And a big sack. Cledius Hunt, 7-yard loss. And so the Green Bay Packers deciding, let's get this guy finally, will force the Bears to punt back at the 20.
Well, they needed to do something to try and change the momentum right here. He's on the inside, Cledius Hunt. Here's KGB on the outside. They're bringing the pressure all to that side. Everybody gets caught up. Kabir goes all the way inside. I think when you're concentrating on one guy so much, that opens the door for your other people along the defensive line to get the pressure on.
Antonio Chapman at the 23. Flag is down. Another one gets thrown, and Chapman is dropped at the 31 by Robbie Abdullah. That was a 45-yard punt. And the side judge has his hat off. There were no out-of-bounds plays. Legal use of the hands called against the Packers. Packers have not gotten untracked in this game, managing just a couple of field goals in the red zone.
During the return, illegal block in the back, receiving team number 21. 10-yard penalty enforced from the spot of the foul. Green Bay keeps the ball, first down.
You can see right there Bauju with his hands on the back of Todd McMillan and then just pushes him to the ground. I mean, you're wide open. You're the only guys out there. If you don't use the right technique, if you haven't gotten yourself in the right position, then you've just got to back off and let the guy make a play.
There's only one woman in the world. This Christmas, celebrate her. A diamond is forever.
The sharpness of titanium. Now available in the new Remington Titanium series. The only shaver with titanium-coated trimmer blades. It could just make all other shavers obsolete.
Every Sunday, these bold warriors meet in a quest for glory. Proud gladiators whose game is equal parts preparation and passion. When men become myths and moments become legend. The game is tailgating. The cola is Pepsi. It's the cola.
Introducing Remington's new Titanium Smart System, the only shaver that combines the sharpness of titanium-coated blades with the technology to automatically clean itself. It could just make all other shavers obsolete.
14-6 is the score, and the Packers' big hopes for postseason would be getting in the playoffs. Talking to Adam Sharrock before the game, and he was telling us that the Packers need to surpass the Vikings, who are leading in this game, and it's going to be very tough. Maybe the loser of this game may find themselves out of luck. Who knows? First down on the 14 for Green Bay, and the pass, a good catch by Ahman Green out of the backfield, picking up nearly 9 yards with Charles Tillman once again right in the center of the action.
That was a nice play call, because what they did, they took the action off one of their bread and butter running plays and then snuck Ahman Green out to the front side of the play. And look at the concentration right there as he goes on the back hip to pull that ball in.
Ahman Green has 14 touchdowns this year, 4 as a receiver. Hand off to Green, and again stopped. No gain on the play. Keith Traylor was right there to make the play. The Chicago Bears defense, porous early in the year, has turned it around dramatically in the second half, and a lot of people talking about perhaps the future of Dick Duron. Now, the players love Dick Duron, and sometimes players love a coach because he's easy. Dick Duron is not easy. They respect that man, and the way the Bears are playing down the stretch, you know, why make a move?
one of the most difficult challenges for a coach is to keep your team focused and keep everything interesting during the course of a slow start in a season. And what he has done to put his team in this position in December deserves a lot more credit than he's getting.
Absolutely. 3rd down and 1. And here is Favre. First down, Donald Driver, and tries to get back up and is knocked out of bounds. But Donald Driver getting the first down with the 4-yard pickup. That's all they needed, with 6:31 remaining in the second quarter.
But still, Donald Driver pays the price, and it continues to be the same story. And here comes Charles Tillman again. He goes in. There's the first big hit. Donald Driver maintains his balance somehow, but now here comes Brian Urlacher right behind him. The Bears are flying to the football.
And the one thing they didn't do in week 3 was make tackles. They're doing more than making tackles here. And the right side of the line, Marco Rivera.
Number 62, 5-yard
Ball
penalty.
for the false start.
Down.
So you have a first down after the catch by Driver, and now you have a deflating penalty for 5 yards. And this has got to be frustrating. As you see, Brett Favre, 10 of 18, throwing to 9 different receivers.
Actually 10 if you count Lance Briggs on that interception.
Very funny. That's true. Not funny for Mike Sherman, who has had to experience the ups and downs. And of course, when the club is trailing here, it hurts even more. First and 15, back from the 22. Favre passing to Ferguson. First down. Wide open was Ferguson. Found the seam, and the Packers get to the 42 with a 20-yard pickup. Azuma on the coverage.
You know, I think it's time to stop talking about Brett Favre's thumb. You know, he's been out in the public saying it doesn't bother him, it doesn't affect him, and he does acknowledge the fact that sometimes the velocity or the trajectory on a pass will be affected, but it's not hindering his performance. He just does not know when that is going to happen.
First and 10 at the 42 as the sun makes his entrance for the first time. Here is Ahman Green, and he's going to be backed up, and Green gets back and picks up a couple of yards after all of that, with Urlacher and Holdman making the tackle. And he brought up a very interesting point when we talked to him on Friday, Moose, and that is in the game against Detroit. He says, you know, I threw passes that I thought were going to have a totally different trajectory than they wound up, so he was even puzzled by some of the throws.
And he can't worry about that because that hesitation of did it come out right? Am I cocking it too hard? Does the ball come off too quickly? That hesitation will be the demise of the play. It will give the defender the extra jump on the ball.
Second and 7 from the Packer 45. Deep drop, good pressure. Screen to Ahman Green. Green is going to dive close, and I think he's got the first down into Bear territory. It was Urlacher and Tillman ultimately with the play, but I believe Green has enough to move it along, and he does, as the Packers are still looking for their first touchdown of the day.
Well, you know, right now you could be thinking, well, here comes Brett Favre again. He's 19-4 against the Chicago Bears, and you know, it looks like the same old. But the Chicago Bear defense has done what they set out to do. They wanted to take Ahman Green out of the game.
Perfect on this drive is Brett Favre, and a first and 10 on the 47. Here is Najee Davenport. And you talk about the Eagles with a 3-headed running back tandem or triumvirate. So do the Packers. 13 yards and good running room for Davenport as he gets inside the 35.
Najee Davenport is a big guy, too. You cannot let him get his shoulder square. And it doesn't look like there's a whole lot there. Look at that mess of guys right there. But watch the patience, the confidence that his guys are going to finish the blocks. He stays right where the play was designed to go, has faith in his guys that they're going to open that hole and they pop through.
Packers again in Chicago territory at the 34. Ferguson putting a great move on Jerry Azuma and close to another first down. And they appear to have it as Ferguson joined with Mike Brown after that play.
Oh, absolutely, Robert Ferguson. Get up and do that because your team needs some kind of a spark right now. A great move right here to get some more yardage. But watch at the end of the play. You know, he's got a right to. Mike Brown is standing over top of him. You know, there's no reason for that. Just get up and get off of him.
12-yard pickup. And the Packers, who are trailing 14-0, trying to get back in this one. And this pass caught by Javon Walker. Touchdown, Green Bay. There's ever a quarterback who can get you back in the game even when they stall a couple of times to accept field goals, it's Brett Favre. Favre, and a 22-yard pass to Javon Walker brings the Packers back.
And the thing that Greg Blasch admires the most about Brett Favre is he is unflappable. We saw the careless interception that he had earlier in the game that allowed the Bears to go up 14-0, but that has no effect on him. He will continue to throw the ball the way he always does, regardless if he has that sloppy interception.
Ryan Longwell adds the extra point to make it 14-13. Smart move. A lot of scoring to go before this game is over, in case you were wondering about going for two when they're only down by one.
I went to pick up her uncle. She said he was short, white hat.
Short? Come on, Uncle Pillsbury Doughboy. I never met him. I should have sent you a picture, but this camera phone thing's just too complicated.
Here, Sprint made picture mail right. It's easy to take and send pictures anywhere in their complete wireless network because they built it from the ground up.
Thanks.
May I?
Everyone else does.
Now get 2 PCS Vision picture phones for $149.98. PCS from Sprint.
John Lynch and his mom brought Chuck Flynn new Campbell's Chunky Grilled Chicken and Sausage Gumbo. It filled him up right.
Tell me what else? What else should he be doing?
Sure beats another frozen dinner. Chuck ate heartily. Later, his buddies ate their hearts out.
Bears lead cut to 1, 14-13 with 2:43 to go as Brett Favre with a touchdown pass to Javon Walker. Favre a perfect 6 for 6 on the drive, and Ryan Longwell will be kicking off, and Jerry Azuma going back for the Bears. As soon as the sun came out here at Lambeau, as you see the scoring drive, the Packers went to work. Low bounding kick, and it's picked up at the 24-yard line by Joe Tafoya, a defensive end, and Tafoya returns it 10 yards. Well, Brett Favre, talk about a day of milestones with that TD toss to Javon Walker. That is the 22nd straight game, and that ties the Packer record held by Cecil Isbell, and also the 24th consecutive game with a touchdown pass against one team, Dan Marino, also through 24 against the New York Jets. The Dallas and Philadelphia tied 10-10 with less than a half a minute remaining in the first half of their critical game. And at halftime, we'll get all the scores and highlights. First down on the 34 for the Bears. Now find themselves in a tough game as Anthony Thomas spinning his way close to the first down. Darren Sharper was there to make the stop.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how far the Bears have come along in their progress this season, because as the game started, everything unfolded in their favor. They have the big touchdown pass to Marty Booker. Their defense creates a turnover, gets a touchdown. It's 14-0. They have outplayed Green Bay in every phase of the game, and boom, all of a sudden, here come the Packers. Now it's 14-13 late in the first half. Let's see how far along the Chicago Bear team has come.
And the Bears had not turned the ball over in the last two games, which they won. They turned it over there on Azuma's fumble, and the Packers made them pay. 2-minute warning here at Lambeau, 14-13.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Cadillac. Bold vehicles defying convention.
Utility. Breakthrough. Happy anniversary, honey.
Yeah, happy anniversary.
There's something I gotta do.
Oh, yeah? What?
I love this woman! I love her!
What are you doing? Stop!
Okay, then I guess this will have to do.
Oh, my God. I love this man. I love him. I love him. I love him.
Hello, Moto.
Next week, Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. America's #1 pregame show starts it off. Vikings look to keep pace atop the NFC. They're winning today, and they play the Bears, Packers, and Chargers next week. And right now, the Vikings have a 13-0 lead over the Minnesota Vikings. Well, you can put a different spin on this game now that the Packers have come back to it. Or the same spin, it doesn't matter. 2 minutes to go, 2nd down and 1 on the 43. Cordell Stewart, and his pass flagged down, caught by Justin Gage, the rookie from Missouri. And that would be a 1st down pending the call. Back to the 31-yard line of the Packers.
I think the Chicago Bears at halftime have to take a look at where the production is coming on the offensive side of the ball. When they get into that traditional bunch package that they're known for running, they're not having the success that they're having when they're opening the formation up. Marty Booker's touchdown pass came out of that. That big play right there came off of that set. They've got to get away from that tightened up bunch.
Well, you could tell Dick Duran was shaking his head before the call that there you see the pass interference called on the offensive player, Justin Gage.
Well, let him play on the outside. Don't call that. That's within, you know, the first 5 yards. It's just two guys battling for position. There was nothing downfield when the catch was made that gave an advantage to either guy. So let him just play on the release. Now, Justin Gage got called for one last week on a touchdown pass at the end of the first half against Arizona that I also thought was a touch call. I don't like when they don't let the guys play on the outside. If it's something that helps you gain an advantage to make the catch, yeah. But that was just two guys battling on the release at the line of scrimmage.
And the penalty on Gage against McKenzie nullified a 26-yard pickup. 2nd down and 11. Back now on the 33. And Marty Booker on the receiving end will go out of bounds to stop the clock at 1:49. Getting 9 yards. McKenzie defending Marty Booker, who caught a 61-yard touchdown pass to start the scoring today. Marco Rivera out of the game with a right ankle injury, and probably will get back in there. 3rd and 2. Bears still have all 3 of their timeouts. Here's that bunch formation to the right, and Robbie Abdul is going nowhere, folks.
Flag down.
Chucky Wakori and Mike McKenzie came in there. And
face mask, defense number 90.
Oh, very unfortunate.
A 5-yard penalty only. Does not result in a 1st down. Repeat 3rd down.
So Chucky Wakori with the face mask, but it will not be a 1st down. Loss of 8.
That was the big thing. It's from the spot of the foul, and because this was such a bad play, and they lost so much yardage on it, you see Chucky Wakori right there at the 35-yard line with the face mask.
Down.
So they'll go 5 yards from that spot, get right back up near where they were. But again, it's that bunch formation. There's certain things that the Chicago Bears do out of it, but I think Cordell Stewart is much better when he's in the traditional opened up formations that take advantage of the width of the field.
Lisa halftime report coming up. Minute 43 remaining. 3rd down and 2. And they hand it off to Robbie Abdullah. 1st down, and the former Tampa Bay Buccaneer bursts into Green Bay territory, getting 11 yards. And the Bears will call a timeout. It is their 1st timeout of the 2nd half, and looking to regain their footing in a 14-13 game.
So, Dan, do we have everything we need for this meeting?
It's all right here, sir.
Is your data backup as reliable as it should be?
Don't worry, sir. He told me everything.
Ours is Storage Software Solutions from Computer Associates.
Yeah, you get the cheeseheads. The tickets cost a lot, but going to the game with Mom here at Lambeau, in fact, going to the game with anyone surprise us here in this place.
Nice segue off the Visa halftime.
That's true. Our producer Bob Stenners, director Sandy Grossman. A few extra royalties maybe, who knows. First down at the 47 for the Bears. They still have 2 timeouts remaining. Cordell Stewart, and the pass incomplete. Gage could not control, and it was Mike McKenzie on the coverage. So you can see where Justin Gage, the rookie from Missouri, went over 100 yards last week. A big factor here, but couldn't hold on. Good defensive play by McKenzie.
Yeah, Mike McKenzie does a good job of getting his hand in there to knock the ball out, and that's why they wanted to go at Al Harris. It's not because he's playing poorly, it's just that Mike McKenzie has been playing so well. They say when they go back and look at the film, you rarely see plays being made on his side of the field, and when they do, he's very aggressive, and he takes his chances. He makes plays like that where he just knocks the ball out of the receiver's hands.
Interesting that Abdullah is the running back and not Thomas or Forsey, and there they go to Booker on the flip, and it ain't going to work. As a little trickery on John Shoop's part for the Bears. Winds up a loss of 3 yards as Niall Diggs and Cledius Hunt kept their gaps, as the experts say, and a timeout by the Bears, their second.
Hey, DVDs. What did you get?
CDs.
Video games. Oh, I wanted that one too. That's such a good one.
Store opens in 20 minutes, people. Focus.
Right. Okay.
All the new stuff. Stop by Circuit City every Tuesday and save on the hottest new releases. Like Bad Boys 2 on DVD, a 2-disc set for just $15.99. Save on great gifts and dash through your list today at Circuit City. We're with you.
Back here at Lambeau Field, and the Bears looking at the 3rd and long here. That is not Brett Favre. 3rd and 14. Back on the Bears' 49-yard line. And here's Stewart getting out of trouble, doesn't have any problem there. And there's Gage downfield, and Gage can't hold on again, knocked away. Darren Sharper. So they want to go to Justin Gage. Apparently he's the target, but the passes have not worked, either by good defense or drops, what have you, and 4th down will look like a good play for the Bears.
There's a double move. He ran a little out cut. They pass him down to Darren Sharper, but that is not a play by Darren Sharper. That is a missed opportunity by Justin Gage. That was a great throw by Cordell Stewart on the move. He gave him the opportunity to make a huge play at halftime, and Justin Gage couldn't bring it down.
You don't get that many opportunities, and one really went wasted on that one as Brad Maynard punting now to Antonio Chapman. It goes out of the end zone, and a 52-yard punt and a touchback with 1:01 on the clock. Coming up on the Visa halftime report, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will have scores and highlights from around the league, and the Fox Sports Ticker has up to the second scores and stats. And the fans here very interested in the Minnesota-Seattle game. The Vikings coming in 1 game in front of the Packers, 2 in front of the Bears, who have vaulted themselves into the race. Packers, you see, have 2 timeouts remaining. Marco Rivera back in the game at right guard. Favre's going to throw the ball, and he goes underneath to Javon Walker, the touchdown man, and he stops the clock going out of bounds, picking up only 3, under a minute on the clock. Walker, by the way, with his touchdown reception, has made it 3 straight games in which he has hit pay dirt. 2nd year out of Florida State, and one to watch here as you look at Favre and how he's going distance-wise in this game.
Yeah, just struggling a little bit with the intermediate routes, but very good underneath. And then the big play to Javon Walker, who is slowly becoming, it seems as though his go-to guy this season.
4 wide receivers, 2nd and 7. Favre backing up and has open field in front of him, and he's going to go deep. Wide open is Ferguson, and Ferguson had to come back to the ball. And remember, the wind is also a factor out here, and a flag is down, and Favre may have gone over the line of scrimmage, which will result in a loss of down, as well as the penalty.
Illegal forward pass. Offense number 4 was beyond the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball. 5-yard penalty and a loss of down. Brings up 3rd down.
He is so far beyond the line of scrimmage, and to have that play called, I mean, the entire body has to be beyond the line of scrimmage, not just a leg, not just the ball. I mean, the entire body, and Brett was beyond the line of scrimmage by about 1.5 yards.
Not a leg, not a thigh, and the whole thing.
That's the throw, and that was an example of the velocity, the trajectory when it comes out. That you see the marker on the other side. The line of scrimmage is about the 23. He lets that one go at about the 25.
In fact, he almost got up to the 1st down mark.
Keep running down and catch it himself.
3rd and 10, giving it to Green. And the Packers content. Now the Bears call a quick timeout. And the Bears with a timeout using their 3rd and final timeout. 4th down coming up. They've got a little bit of a chance here.
Hey, big old Michael Strahan, you ain't got nothing. Let me ask you something. How about them Cowboys? I said, how about them Cowboys? Woo! Oh, yeah!
Offensive behavior. Another side effect of hunger. Stop hunger from stopping you. Grab a Snickers, peanuts, caramel, and chocolate.
You forgot your hat!
Hungry? Grab a Snickers.
Back in Lambeau with 41 seconds remaining in the 1st half. Bears using their last timeout and hoping to get an opportunity for either a run back, one play or two to get into field goal range perhaps. And there's the punt by Josh Bidwell. R.W. McQuarters. McQuarters gets a good return to the 41 of the Packers. The clock shows 30 seconds. Barnett and Hawthorne making the tackle. 25-yard return. So, one good play, and they may have more than one to set them up. There's the time of possession. For whatever it's worth, the Packers have had the edge right there, but the Bears have been the hitters in what has become a tight game.
For what it's worth.
You always have to throw that in as a disclaimer. 41-yard line. Here's Cordell Stewart. Short drop. He's going deep for Marty Booker into double coverage. And the pass knocked away by Marcus Anderson and Mike McKenzie, incomplete.
They were not kidding when they said they were going to take their shots down the field. And even in a 2-minute situation, as you pointed out, only a couple of nice intermediate completions away from getting a field goal attempt, but they are going down the field. They are not afraid. They're taking advantage of the matchups they have on the outside, and yet we saw it with Al Harris earlier in the game. Now they're going after Mike McKenzie, so I don't know if it's the matchup with the receiver to that side, if they've made an adjustment, but they're really testing number 34.
Don Shoup has become a maniac on offense all of a sudden here. 2nd down and 10, and there is the flip drop by Robbie Abdullah. 19 seconds to go, so 3rd down and 10 coming up, and this has got to be obviously the play that the Bears have to get it close to field goal range. Now, Edinger's long field goal in his career is 54 yards. For what it's worth. So 3rd down coming up, and the ball up to 41. Bunch formation, and now they go back, and Cordell Stewart getting rushed from behind, sacked at the 50 by Kabir Gbaja-Biamila. That's the guy they wanted to keep away, and they've done it pretty effectively until now, and a loss of 9.
Well, the way they were going to use the bunch was to put it to his side, but it's on the other side, and right now he's going up against Mike Gandy. He just gets the corner on him, lowers his shoulder. I mean, Cordell Stewart does not have any time. I've watched it during the course of the game. They rarely have gotten the bunch to Kabir's side, and what they wanted to do was confuse him with all the different types of releases and blocking schemes that they could use against him to slow him down, to negate that speed. But for some reason, they have not hit that matchup the way that they had practiced it during the week.
That is the 7th quarterback sack of the year for Kabir Gbaja-Biamila. And there are 5 seconds remaining in the 1st half. And it's 4th down. Right now, the Bears special teams group huddling on the far side.
They're going to bring the offense back out. It's 4th down.
Right.
I'd take a shot into the end zone. There's no sense in punting the ball here.
And if you get a pass interference penalty, you have a chance to get a field goal.
Absolutely. No reason to send the punt team out right now.
So it'll be kind of a Hail Mary, not going into the end zone, in effect. In fact, even a catch will end things. So basically, what the Bears need is either a mix-up by the Packer defense where a guy can catch the ball, get into the end zone, or a pass interference call.
Well, Cordell Stewart made a big play when he used it at the University of Colorado in a situation like this up in this part of the country. So we'll see if he's got another one in his bag.
Yep. And Stewart rolling out, and here is his throw, and it's into the end zone, and it is intercepted by Darren Sharper. And Sharper running it out, and now the Bears. And now Sharper still going. Shades of Brian Westbrook against the Giants, who returned to punt late in the game. And it's Cordell Stewart himself who makes the tackle, and that does it, a 50-yard return.
They only had 2 receivers out on that Hail Mary.
You know what? And one of them got very close to Darren Sharper. And that was Justin Gage, crossed right in front of Sharper. And that is the end of the first half with the score. The Bears 14 and the Packers 13. And Fox NFL Sunday continues with the Visa halftime report after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.
Football players, sometimes I worry about them. Such a tough game with all the hits they have to take week after week. What if you pull a groin? You could miss a few games.
NASCAR returns to Fox.
Wrap it up. I'll take it. Wrap it up.
Chevy's wrapping up the year with $3,500 cash back or 0% APR financing for 60 months for qualified buyers on every 2004 Chevy Trailblazer. That's $3,500 cash back or 0% APR. The Chevy year-end wrap-up. See your select Heartland Chevy dealers today.
Wrap it up.
Thick burgers can't be as good as they say. Come on.
No one's ever going to try those burgers.
Hardee's will probably always be bad. And there's no way Hardee's can make a good burger. All fast food burgers are the same.
Hardee's should just stick to biscuits.
Nobody's ever going to like anything Hardee's makes.
Hardee's Thick Burgers with 100% Angus beef. It's how the last place you'd go for a burger is becoming the first.
When the world's just waking up, I'm already out on the road. There's the Beckers. Our kids play ball together. That's the new industrial park we just built lines into. If you work for a local electric co-op, you're part of the community, just like everybody else. You make every customer feel like they own the business you work for. Because in an electric co-op, they do.
Look again. Look again.
Ford truck season is here. Time to get out for some fun behind the wheel of America's best-selling Ford Ranger. Now get an XLT Super Cab 4x4 with a 4-liter V6, speed control, power everything, and a CD player. And now you can lease a loaded 2004 Ford Ranger for just $175 a month. If you haven't looked at your Northland Ford dealer lately, look again.
Where you been? Look again.
If you love the NFL, it's everywhere you want to be.
And welcome to the Visa Halftime. Those of you watching Chicago and Green Bay, Washington, and New York. Let's get right to it, Bon Bomber.
All right, Brett Favre, 186th consecutive start, a Green Bay record. But it's Cordell Stewart. Cordell, lay it down there. What I tell you, Bernie Mac, I told you these Bears were real. You're from Chicago. Martin Booker takes it 61 yards, 7-0 Bears. Far back. Hey, what I tell you, Bernie Mac, when you were here? I told you, Bernie. I told you. 14-3. Bears over the pack. Culpepper hoping to have a big game. Culpepper looking deep. Randy Moss says, I got the speed, I have the concentration, definitely got the hand. 47-yard touchdown score. 7-0. It's 13-0 now. Third quarter Vikings over Seattle. All right, Bill Parcells, Donovan McNabb sharing some secrets. How you doing, Coach? How'd I look? Look fine. All right, third down, though, from the 25, Howard. McNabb sees everybody drop deep. No pressure. Everybody covered. Put the ball under his arm. Take it 21 yards down to the 4. Set up a field goal. We're tied at 3 off. Second quarter, McNabb. Back-to-back screens. You run screens normally when linebackers drop deep. Got it to a back like Westbrook. He breaks tackle 16 yards later. 10-3, Philadelphia. Quincy Carter hooks up there with Jeff Robinson. Beautiful play action at the goal line. A 3-yarder. We're tied now in the third quarter at 10 all. Then just a second ago, Deuce Staley from 5 yards out. TD catch from McNabb. And 17-10. Eagles completing the extra point. It will be the Eagles over the Cowboys. Washington, New York, Kerry Collins hands it off to Dorsey left. 5-yard gain. What a great effort. Bulls his way in. 7-3. Giants over the Skins. And then Hasselbeck back. Finds Darnarian McCants on the crossing route. 6-yard touchdown. 10-7 Skins over the Giants. Deuce McAllister. Everybody said great runner. Hoping to get his 10th straight 100-yard rushing game. Stiff arm. No help. Put your helmet on. You're going to get hurt. John Lynch knocks him out of bounds, JB. And then Eric Brooks sets in there. Guns this thing. 31-yard touchdown pass to Boo Williams. 7-0 Saints. And then Ken Dilger, tight end for the Tampa Bay Bucks, takes this little flat pass from Johnson. 14-yard touchdown catch. We're tied at 7 all. Then after a block punt, bottom body is screen. Now the top right. Who is that big guy? Warren Sapp, the tight end, 1-yard touchdown catch. 14-7. Tampa Bay over my New Orleans Saints.
Mike Vanderjagt has made 36 straight field goals, 4 today, accounting for the 12 points for the Colts, up by 2 over the Titans. The winner of this game will take over sole possession of first place in the AFC North, a 7-point lead by the Ravens. Houston trying for back-to-back wins for the first time in its 2-year existence, trailing by 17 to the Jaguars. Oakland 0-6 on the road this season, trailing Terry Steelers by
17-7.
How much? And Detroit has won 3 straight at home, but losing to the Chargers right now, 14-0. Terry, make that Howie. Before we talk about the Packers, who have won the past 6 meetings between these squads, in Webster's dictionary, have you ever seen the word that Terry pronounces what now?
Compending, and the usage would be the Steelers are up 17-7 at the half.
Compending the point
half.
after. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Now the Bears are not a team you want to play right now. For whatever reason, the Bears are playing phenomenal football. Brett made that one throw where he just, once a game, Brett's going to throw it up. He's going to throw it up to anybody. They control the clock. They wear you down. The Green Bay Packers look like the better team, and it should bode out in
the Packers 200 yards of offense. The penalties and the turnovers kept it close. But the Packers have to win this game if they have a chance to win the division.
Hey, TB,
buddy.
come on back because highlights will not be
play with y'all no more.
He doesn't want to play with us anymore.
Come on,
the
buddy.
Pizza halftime continues after this.
Visa. If you love the NFL, it's everywhere you want to be.
If you weren't one of the 24 million viewers that saw Paris Hilton in The Simple Life, then you missed TV's newest phenomenon.
I think this town doesn't know what hit them.
Fox Tuesday, the sensation continues when Paris and Nicole work an Arkansas drive-thru.
What time do we get to work till? 7 to 3. Is it close to 3? It's not even 10 yet. It's going to be a very long day.
And try to make new friends.
Tell your grandsons we're single and we're here for 5 weeks.
Don't miss the show the critics are calling outrageously entertaining. The Simple Life, all new at 8:30, Fox Tuesday.
Fox tonight. Be there as Krusty prepares for the most important day of his life, his bar mitzvah.
I'm hungry. Are they married yet?
And all new Simpsons. Then, when Bernie builds Jordan a treehouse, the new neighbor declares war.
The treehouse is coming down.
An all-new Bernie Mac. And it's never too early to get your kids involved in sports. An all-new Malcolm, followed by an all-new Arrested Development. It all starts with King of the Hill at 7/6 Central tonight on Fox.
Donald Driver is an active United Way volunteer, especially in a program that brings pets to seniors.
Hey, son, how you doing?
It doesn't matter that he's a Packer in a Packer-crazy town.
Look, it's Nitsky.
What matters is that everyone feels good about themselves.
Now, I used to have 15 cats. Bart, after Bart Starr. Vince, after Coach Lombardi.
How about Donald?
Yes, Donald. He was wonderful. After Don Hudson, the greatest Packer of them all.
You don't have to be Donald Driver to make a difference in your community.
It's been a hard-hitting, close game here at Lambeau Field. The Bears lead the Packers by 1, 14-13.
Watching the NFL on Fox.
What is banking all about? It's about him, her, them. It's about managing today's challenges and planning for tomorrow's opportunities. It's having someone there when you need them, a trusted resource, a partner, a bank that knows you, not as a number or an account, but as a friend. Far from ordinary, right at home. That's Merchants Bank.
In 1921, we invented the overhead garage door system. It's who we are. It's what we do. It's our name. To be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door, look for the overhead door red ribbon. Overhead Door, the only folks you need to know.
Serving the Seven Rivers region for more than 30 years. 783-6080.
In order to make meals that everyone likes, today we're taste testing Breakbush chicken. Everything Breakbush makes, from the moist, flavorful chicken nuggets to the spicy, fiery fingers, are made with only breast meat, then grilled or lightly breaded and seasoned to perfection. Okay, take one bite and... Hey, I said one bite!
Mom, we need to do more research.
You'll love the value on Breakbush this week at Dick's Supermarkets. Come to Dick's Supermarket for a valuable feature on Breakbush today.
Wetsteins? Wow. Wetsteins? Now.
No, I checked out Best Buy, and they couldn't compete with the price and the service.
It's hard to find anyone to work with at Best Buy or some of those other stores.
Our pricing is a Wetsteins wow.
I had shopped around for the appliances I was looking for, and they offered the best price.
I started here, and I ended up back here.
We just came to Wetsteins, yes.
Why buy anywhere else but Wetsteins? La Crosse and Winona.
That boy ain't right.
Weekdays on Fox 25, 48.
Rich Eisen hosts NFL Total Access, only on NFL Network.
Getting ready for the second half here at Lambeau Field. The Bears lead the Packers 14-13, and a little while ago, Dan Chicketts on the field caught up with the Bears head coach Dick Jauron.
Dick, you guys came out very aggressive offensively, all part of the plan, I'm sure.
Well, we've been pretty aggressive through the first half. We just got to make more of the big plays, you know. Not always a close call. A PI we get on Justin Gage, I thought he made a terrific catch on that. We'll keep taking some shots, and then we got to get more consistent with our offense, running the ball in the short passing game.
It also seemed like the turnover, the fumble by Jerry Azuma on the kickoff, was a huge play emotionally for you guys.
Well, you know, you never want to turn the ball over, but our defense went right out, did a great job, forced them to kick the field goal from that point.
Why they've been able to stop the running game of Green Bay?
Well, you're never going to stop it, you know, but you got to limit it. They've had a couple of longer runs than we want. We got to fight like hell this half and see if we can steal a win here.
Dick, thanks.
Thanks, Steve.
And listening to the last line of Dick Duran, that's what he and the Bears are all about, and the Bears playing very well. But, you know, here the Packers just 1 point behind here at home, and you got to think that they got a second life in the way the game has gone.
They really do, and I don't feel they're going to come up here and steal a win. The way they played in the first half, the emotion they took the field with, the physical intensity they played, that's not stealing a win, that's earning a win. I like the fact he wants to stay aggressive. I think they really have maybe done more than just control or limit the run game. I think they're getting to the point where it's almost been shut down. You know, they have given up a couple of runs of 10-plus yards, but they have really frustrated the Packer offensive line and the running backs in the ground game.
Jerry Azuma, who fumbled, and you heard Dick Duran say they only got a field goal out of it, so not a touchdown. Will be back to receive the second half kickoff. Ryan Longwell will kick off. There is the story of this game. Packers have the edge in rushing, passing. Ball control, trail by 1.
Doesn't matter how long you have it. It matters what you do with it when you've got control of the ball. And obviously that return for a touchdown by Lance Briggs. There's not a whole lot of time on the clock for that one.
And here's Azuma fielding the ground ball at the 6-yard line. Jerry Azuma finding an opening going down the sideline, and a good return by Azuma as he crosses the 40-yard line. 37-yard return. Let's take a look at the Bears' offensive leaders. Cordell Stewart, Anthony Thomas, Marty Booker. That's the big one, Booker.
Yeah, and there's the evidence of the aggressive attack on the outside. And then for Green Bay's defense, the sack by Kabir Baja-Biamila, they've got to continue to get pressure on Cordell Stewart. He had a sack right there at the end of the first half when the Bears had established some good field position on a good punt return.
And Sharper's interception at the end of the half was his 3rd of the year. Bears at their 43-yard line. And here's Thomas. The A train gets stalled at the station. No gain on the play. Aaron Campman was there to make the stop.
We've talked a lot. We've had the Packers a couple times before this. We talk about Kabir Baja-Biamila. We talk about Cledius Hunt, Grady Jackson. But, you know, Aaron Campman, he's a guy that continues to play every down very, very physically. He's one of those guys that can move all over the defensive line. I think he's one of the unsung heroes in that group. He's the one area that you don't have to worry about, whatever spot he's playing.
And the less worries that Mike Sherman has on that defensive group, the better off yards. 2nd down and 10. The pitch going to Thomas, and Thomas finding an opening and getting to the 49-yard line. A 6-yard pickup for Anthony Thomas, who had 17 yards on 4 carries coming into this game. Missed last week's contest against Arizona with viral pneumonia, coming in leading the team in rushing. In fact, his longest run of the year was 67 yards and a touchdown in that Week 3 disaster in which the Bears got beaten. Thomas went out, and Robbie Abdullah, number 27, replaces him. 3rd and 4 on the Chicago 49. And there's Cordell Stewart, and he gets the pass, and it should be enough for the first down. David Terrell, he just wanted to get to the sticks and got it by a yard.
Some evidence there of the offense being able to do what Dick Duran said they would have to improve in their short and intermediate passing game. They were aggressive down the field on the outside, but they weren't able to sustain any drives because they couldn't control the line of scrimmage and protect the quarterback and get those short passes out. And you saw the big discrepancy in the time of possession. One of those reasons are they're not converting on 3rd down, which has been a problem for the Bears all season.
It has, and if you do well on 1st down, it becomes less of a problem. So on 1st down, Anthony Thomas, and he is knocked back. No running game for the Bears today. No gain. Niall Diggs digging in for the Packers. And it's 2nd down and 10. So they're digging themselves a hole here and creating those 3rd and long situations, which have stymied them this year.
And one of the things you're trying to do with running the ball on 1st down is control that down and distance and keep yourself out of those. But right now, the Green Bay Packer defense is doing a good job shutting that run game down, forcing them into the 2nd and longs, where now are you going to be conservative on your first 2 plays and possibly leave you in a real 2nd and long, or do you want to take a gamble and possibly see that 3rd and 10 pop up?
So let's see what John Shoup has in mind. 2nd down and 10. The blitz is on, and here is Anthony Thomas. And again, the Packers are there. Hannibal Navies. And a loss of 1 yard, bringing up 3rd and 11.
Well, there's your bunch package down here to the bottom of the screen with the receivers and the running backs, and everybody is just beating the Bears players across their face. When you have that pressure on, you've got that bunch package in, you can stand in a position where it looks as though you're in the position to cover the wide receiver, and then come from your blitz. You've shortened down the distance that the defender has to go, and on that play right there, both of the Packer defenders on that bunch were able to beat the blockers across the face.
Well, if the Bears get 9 yards on third down as they have, that won't be enough for the first down. And here's Cordell Stewart, and he gets hit, and the pass is picked off by McKenzie on a deflection. Mike McKenzie gets it back for the Packers. As Cordell Stewart got hit, Marty Booker was the receiver, and the ball bounces away into the hands of McKenzie, who returns it 8 yards. Another turnover, and the Packers in business close to midfield.
These everyday low fares to your favorite vacation destinations start at just $49.
You are now free to move about the country.
For the small business, there's only one thing more exciting than making a sale: taking advantage of one. Introducing SBC Yahoo DSL Business Edition. You control the page, the content, and at this price, costs just $29.95 a month, guaranteed. Seen small business differently. SBC.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Since we've got no place to go, snow, let it snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Darren Sharper, one of the guys that Ed Donatel wanted to start generating turnovers. There's a big hit on Marty Booker before he can get that ball put away. Mike McKenzie right on the spot to get the interception.
Third turnover by the Bears, and the Packers on the 48. Amon Green, and picking up a yard, Alex Brown for the Bears making the tackle. McKenzie's third interception, and McKenzie, the numbers of his coverage today.
He's been pretty busy today, and that is kind of unexpected because the Bears wanted to go to Al Harris, but you see there, he's been thrown at 7 times already. Some success on Mike McKenzie, but he's also come up with a big play with the help of Darren Sharper.
And they had some success on Harris earlier. Second down and 8. Favre looking to throw it, and he does to the outside to William Henderson. And Henderson picking up 5 yards with Lance Briggs, the linebacker who returned a touchdown pass on an interception thrown by Brett Favre. That's what the INT was. Amon Green held to 37 yards on 15 carries, so the Bears doing the number on Green, and Walker with 3 catches, including a touchdown.
Lance Briggs, the big interception for the touchdown, and then Bobby Gray has been one of the guys that set the physical tempo in that first half for the Chicago Bears.
So Brian Urlacher has to be figuring in this game for the Bears, and the fact that Green has not gone wild. Third down and 4 on the 46 of the Bears, and the pass to Ferguson caught for the first down at the 38-yard line, covered by Mike Green, the strong safety. He was the closest to Ferguson.
Robert Ferguson has had a nice game this afternoon. One of the guys we haven't seen is Donald Driver. We've talked about Javon Walker, but this is the second time Robert Ferguson making just a little hitch catch on the outside, but using his athletic ability after the catch to get some more yards.
4 receptions for 42 yards for Ferguson, and you're right, he has been productive. First down on the 38. Green diving inside the 35. first down as the Packers trailing 14-13. They were once down 14-0 after the first quarter.
That one looked like it was very, very close to popping for a big play. Ahman Green very patient again, lets his blocks develop, and then he was just about to explode through the hole. Looked as though he might have tripped up over some legs as he was about ready to break into the secondary.
Second down and 7. Brett Favre setting a Packer record for consecutive starts. Again going to Ferguson, gets away from Azuma, and Ferguson down to the 22-yard line, does not go out of bounds. Mike Brown finally there, and Jerry Azuma, who missed a big tackle in the first game between these teams, missed one here.
And he missed another one in the earlier part of the game on Robert Ferguson again, and that was the concern of Greg Blasch, the defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears. They had to tackle well today. They couldn't let those free yards come out. And this is just a simple one-on-one on the outside of a guy making a play and a defender missing a tackle.
13 yards before it's all said and done, and a first down for the Packers on the Chicago 22-yard line, and Favre takes a jump pass Tony Fisher out of the backfield, wending his way inside the 20 before he was put down emphatically by Warwick Holdman. Pick up of 5 yards, and Mike Brown involved in the play as well. And it's very interesting how the Bears started out hitting as hard as they did, taking the 14-0 lead. And what did Greg Blasch and Dick Duran tell us? He says, you know, we've got to continue it all the way through. We can't be great early, great in the middle, and then fizzle at the end.
And they've got to get back to the intensity that they took this field with right now, because it seems like they're not the same team since Green Bay has gotten back to within 1 point.
Second down and 6, Najee Davenport getting the handoff and nothing doing. And Lance Briggs coming up to stuff the run along with a few other white shirts. 7.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Dick Stockton, along with Darryl Johnston, Dan Jiggets, former Chicago Bear, is roaming the sidelines for us as well. Packers coming in with a 6-6 record, the most they have won in succession this year, 2 games in a row, trying to start a new winning streak to get today. And of course, December has been an effective month for them in the past. 3rd and 5 on the 17, already in field goal range. Favre wants something more, but the pass is thrown past Wesley Walls' hands. And Favre coming up to argue with the official, saying that there was a pass interference call, but they'll have to settle for a field goal attempt.
Take a look at the end of the play right there. It doesn't look as though Mike Green did anything to Wesley Walls.
So Ryan Longwell will attempt a 35-yard field goal, has hit one from 38, and looking to give the Packers their first lead of the game. And Longwell's kick is good, and the Packers have scored 16 unanswered points, and Mike Sherman's Pack have taken the 16-14 lead here in the third.
Maybe I don't own a fancy building or a big shipping department yet. But Brown still takes my business seriously. I can print labels, track shipments, order a pickup right from here. And with the time I save, I can build my business. Maybe I'm not exactly part of the limousine set, but I have a driver.
Small business shipping, synchronized. UPS. What can Brown do for you?
The Lexus December to Remember sales event. You'll find incredible values whether you buy or lease. Missing it would definitely spoil the surprise. See your Lexus dealer.
The difference in carbs between Miller Lite and Coors Light is only 1.8 grams. You can burn 1.8 grams just sitting at the bar. So grab a seat and drink a Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light.
Cap. Howie, what are you doing? Man,
trying to find the right family gifts.
Check out this place. They've got phones, DVD players, digital cameras. Great. And I'll check this out.
Radio Shack has gifts that sound good to everyone. Like this home theater system with DVD, a flat stereo system for shelf or wall, or this Sony NetMD mini disc player.
Where's the sports?
Sports? You should be shopping.
That's right. Shop the Shack. Save big.
Radio Shack.
Brett Favre breaking Greg's record. Most consecutive games played, 188. As you see the scoring drive, Longwell's third field goal of the game, and it came after the turnover, the interception by Mike McKenzie. So the Packers have scored on 2 of the 3 turnovers by Chicago. Now Jerry Azuma returning for the Bears and is stopped cold at the 26 by Robert Ferguson. 6:47, the clock shows in the third, and we'll be right back.
The Lexus December to Remember sales event. You'll find incredible values whether you buy or lease.
Wow, that's really cool.
Missing it would definitely spoil the surprise. See your Lexus dealer.
Okay, do you remember anything before the piano hit your head?
No.
Name?
You tell me.
What city are we in?
France? Hey, that's a Wild Mountain chicken sandwich from Wendy's. With their spicy chicken, Colby Jack, bacon, red onion.
And a smoky sauce.
A hot and smoky southwestern pepper sauce. And you can get it on a hamburger. Fantastico.
For a wild flavor you can't forget, try our new Wild Mountain combos. Wendy's, it's better here.
So, where was the Wendy's?
France?
And remember, you can eat great even late.
Space travel to families everywhere. Disney used HP technology to help create Mission Space, a new thrill ride at Epcot. Enter online for a chance to win a trip from HP to ride Mission Space New Year's Eve. HP. Invent.
If you weren't one of the 24 million viewers that saw Paris Hilton in The Simple Life, then you missed TV's newest phenomenon.
I think this town doesn't know what hit them.
Fox Tuesday, the sensation continues.
Tell your grandsons we're single and we're here for 5 weeks.
Don't miss the show the critics are calling outrageously entertaining. The Simple Life, all new at 8:30 Fox Tuesday.
Impressive display before the game, a flyby by F-18s, and the lead commander, Lieutenant Commander Dan Keck, who flew missions over Iraq before the game. And that kind of got the crowd going, didn't it?
Always gets you going.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line, and the big push is on Cordell Stewart, and got a big rush that time by Larry Smith, throwing incomplete. And it's 2nd and 10. Cordell Stewart has completed 2 of his last 10 passes and has thrown 2 interceptions. So the Bears offense, you can't only blame it on Cordell, has ground to a halt.
No, they really have, but the turnovers have been keys, and that was the one thing that was really instrumental in the Bears turning the season around, is they started to protect the ball, and John Shute was real worried early in the season. He felt there was just a lack of respect for the importance of maintaining possession of the ball.
2nd down and 10. And here is Thomas. Anthony Thomas can't get on track today. Niall Diggs and the rest of the group making the play for the Packers. And for a game break, let's go out to L.A. and James Brown.
Hey, Dick, ask Darrell, is this just one of those plays where you tell Randy, hey, go deep? And that's exactly what he does with speed. Almost a duplication of the first half. This one, a 45-yarder. It was a 47 in the first half. Bites on top by 13. Seattle's struggles on the road continues. Back to Dick and Darrell.
One of those plays you got in the backyard, JB. You just go down, just keep running as fast as you can. I'll try and get it out there to you.
3rd down and 10 at the 27. And 2 receivers stacked to the right on this play, and unable to catch the ball is Marty Booker. And I'll tell you, a lot of the completions today have been because the Bear receivers and Justin Gage, who had a lot thrown at him, but he couldn't hold on to any of them, has not made a catch. It has not been good fingers today by the receivers.
Now, they've been out of sync quarterback, wide receiver all day. When Cordell Stewart has put the ball in a position for the receiver to make a play, he's been unable to finish it. Cordell Stewart has had guys open and has thrown bad passes to them. Last week against Arizona, they were able to overcome those situations.
Brad Maynard with the punt, and running in against the wind is Antonio Chapman, and he is down by Mike Brown. So we'll come back to Lambeau Field with the pack up by 2.
The Lexus December to Remember sales event. You'll find incredible values whether you buy or lease. Missing it would definitely spoil the surprise. See your Lexus dealer.
Don't worry, boys. We're going to hit this thing head on.
Stuck on You has critics going wild.
It's going to be all over the 5 o'clock news.
It's brotherly love as only the Farrellys can tell it.
Bob and I share a liver. Are you even sure you need a liver? Come on.
Matt Damon and Greg Kinnear are hilarious.
I've always told you that. You never give yourself enough credit.
It's a comedy classic. 4 stars times 2.
I'm not here. Yellow.
Stuck on You. Rated PG-13. Friday only in theaters.
Sometimes you need a little help staying in the game. Introducing new Levitra. It's a new choice. And it's here now. Ask your doctor if a free sample is right for you. Ask about new Levitra.
So you like them?
Diamond earrings from Kay mean 2 things. Every Kay diamond is hand-selected, and she'll absolutely love them.
You know they go with everything.
Every kiss begins with K.
Fox NFL Sundays, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Friendly nonstop service all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. By new Levitra, new choice here now. Ask your doctor today. By Stuck on You, starring Matt Damon and Greg Kinnear, December 12th, only in theaters. And by the Lexus December to Remember sales event now through January 2nd.
Welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin. The Packers leading 16-14. 5:44 to go in the third, and the first down on their 37. And Green fumbles the ball. And it looked like Amon was there to pick it up. A little shoving going on. No gain on the play.
After that last Packers series, Brett Favre going over to get that splint retaped on his thumb. One of the interceptions that happened in that Thanksgiving game against Detroit was a sudden change situation. He had come to the sideline. He noticed that it was worn and it had gotten wet. All of a sudden, the Packers were back on the field. He didn't get a chance to retape that. He had an interception on the first play back.
And here is Favre on the rollout after the fake handoff. Goes short to Javon Walker and is hit out of bounds by Charles Tillman, short of the first down. And you saw the numbers whenever Brett Favre or Amon Green lost a fumble in a game, the Packers are 0-6. And that hasn't been the case today. Another numerical thing to look at is the fact that the Packers are 6-1 when Favre throws for under 200 yards, and he's got 177 thus far.
Better tell him to slow down. Getting close to that 200-yard number.
Third down and 1 at the 46 of Green Bay, and they're trying to get the first down with Green, and they do. Amon Green diving with the first down, and right now let's go down to Dan Jiggets.
All right, thanks very much, Dick. You know, one of the things that Mike Sherman told me before the half, he said, we've got to stay consistent. Stay with what we're doing offensively. Turnovers have killed them, and one of the other things that's killed them is the Bears' defense has been getting in those gaps, getting their fits, as they like to call it, and that's slowed down the run game.
Well, that was one of the big emphasis during the week was the proper fits by the defensive line and the linebackers, but I agree, Dan, the turnovers have been the key for the Packers. Bad decisions the last time out on the field. They've got to stay away from those.
And Green picking up maybe 2. Lance Briggs on the tackle, and that's a new term, fits, that Greg Blasch was talking to us about. You don't hear that used much, and it may become a term that will become in vogue.
Very trendy this year in what they're talking about. It's also getting in the right gap. When you're playing a one-gap system, everybody has to have their responsibility, but he also talked about the linebackers and the defensive line being in sync, so they weren't on different levels, especially against a guy like Ahman Green, who has that great ability to do those little jump cuts.
2nd and 8. Barb with a pump fake and a pass downfield. It's a jump ball with Donald Driver down there and Charles Tillman, and it goes incomplete. And Favre, a flag down, roughed. First down.
Foul.
Yes, sir.
Roughing the quarterback.
Roughing the passer. And the call is against Michael Haynes, their #1 draft pick from Penn State.
First down.
You can't tell me that Brett Favre just still doesn't absolutely love playing the game. And Michael Haynes, there is absolutely no reason for that one right there. Not only are you late, but you went helmet to helmet on Brett Favre.
That's great. What a showman, huh?
He's unbelievable. And, you know, what he accomplished today, you know, breaking Forrest Gregg's consecutive game streak, you know, I think that that's going to be the signature on his career. He's won championships. He's a 3-time MVP of the league. But it's his consistency on the field and everything he's attained. Those streaks, I think, are going to be the thing that sets him apart.
And what sets Ahman Green apart is the ability to burst to the outside, which he does for 4, as we check in with James Brown for a game break.
Hey, Dick and Darrell, take a look at this. Darrell, clearly the Cowboys not ready for the snap there. Quincy Carter back in the end zone with it. It's kicked out of the end zone. That is a safety for the Eagles. Eagles go up 19-10. 1:19 left in the third back. Dick Stockton, Darrell Johnston.
All right, JB, and the Eagles already with a 1-game lead over the Cowboys, trying to make it 2 with a victory today. Pitch going to Ahman Green. Flag is down, and Green finding his way close to the 25-yard line. Does not get the first down, but Ed Hockley will explain the penalty. And it will go against the Packers. Holding is the call.
Holding, offense, number 71, 10-yard penalty, repeat second down.
Kevin Barry lines up as a tight end. He is a tackle, but lines up on that right side.
Packers getting all the way down in towards that red zone, and we get to that situation. The penalties are magnified when you get into that part of the field, and we've talked about the inconsistency of the Packers throughout the season, but if you really go into their games, sometimes it happens also just during that 60 minutes during the football game, and they came out very flat. Then all of a sudden they've gotten their way back into it to take the lead with the 16 unanswered points, but now they've got to take the veteran leadership of this team, realize what's at stake, and put the Bears away, create some separation, because they're not doing a good job on the offensive side of the ball, the Chicago Bears.
Favre drills it, and the pass caught at the 35 by Robert Ferguson, but you're right, what a penalty like that does, first of all, it took him out of possible field goal range for Ryan Longwell. And they get it to the 35-yard line, picking up 6 yards on this play as we get close to the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter. This one-game season, every game is a one-game season for the Bears, who come in with a 5-7 record. And because the Vikings have been slumping lately, know that win today, if they could pull it out, beating Minnesota at home next week, they stay alive. Winning the division is all they can hope for, maybe the Packers as well, to get into postseason. 3rd down and 10 from the 35. And Favre stepping up, going underneath, and dropped, and a flag is down. After the 34, Tony Fisher, and another flag will go against the Packers.
The Packers are one of the best teams in the NFL in regards to penalties. They've committed the second fewest penalties in the league.
Offense, number 62, 10-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
But today, it's been unbelievable. You don't expect to see this from this team. They're very disciplined. They use good technique. They never get themselves out of position where they have to take a careless penalty, but we've seen a lot of false starts. Now we've seen 2 holding penalties in the last few plays. So right now, Green Bay doing everything they possibly can to derail themselves. They're just not taking advantages of situations. Every time they get a little bit of momentum going their way, they'll have a miscue that sets them back.
3rd down and 20 from the 45, and pressure on Favre, and his pass caught by Ferguson. Great catch by Robert Ferguson, and he may have gotten him back to field goal range. Brian Urlacher makes the tackle and a gain of 17 yards. And 4th down coming up, and that catch may have allowed a 3-point attempt, but it looks like the punter's in first.
Yeah, but right here, it looks as though Robert Ferguson takes a big hit from Brian Urlacher. He's not all there right now, and you'll see at the end of the play as he secures the ball and gets down, he takes a shot right in the side of the head. And when I played, I've had a few concussions. You get them more when you get hit on the side of the head than you do straight on. It's a weird thing. You get into that vulnerable position. So hopefully Robert's going to be okay, but it looks like he's a little dinged right now.
Longwell will attempt a 45-yard field goal after that catch to the 35 by Ferguson. And the kick is good. So 3rd and 20, they complete the pass, get the field goal, and for Longwell, that is his 4th three-pointer of the game, and it's a 19-14 lead.
At Miller, we brew great tasting beer because you can get in line and take what they give you, or you can make your own choice. Miller, good call.
The one and only Dockers Stain Defender.
With the offense on the field, Lynch was left free to browse potential outfits for next week's game.
Get whatever's on the field by calling 877-NFL Shop for your free team catalog.
Fox NFL Sundays, brought to you by Miller. There's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call.
Brian Urlacher doing his part to keep Ahman Green shackled to 49 yards, but the Packers opening up the lead to 5 as Jerry Azuma on the kickoff return does not get to the 20-yard line. Terrific special teams tackle by Najee Davenport. Scoring drive, and of course we did not talk about it before, but the Bears could have declined the penalty and forced a 53-yard field goal or a punt if that's the way they did, but that's a second guess now after the field goal was made by Longwell.
They decide to take the penalty, push them back even farther to take that decision out of Mike Sherman's hand, where he'd have been forced to punt the ball had they thrown the incompletion, but Brett Favre finds Robert Ferguson for the 17-yard catch to give him a makeable shot.
And Brock Forsey has come in the game, and the screen thrown to David Terrell, and Terrell crawls his way out to the 28-yard line, picking up 9 yards in the process. Well, they're getting to Cordell Stewart.
They started at the end of the first half right there. You know, you're running a quick screen, and you've got Cledius Hunt, your defensive tackle, pretty much right in your face. You've got to secure him before you leave to go out and become part of the screen element as a blocker.
2nd down and 1. And Anthony Thomas this half with 5 carries and 5 yards. And they're going with Forsey right now as the 3rd quarter comes to an end with the score. The Packers 19 and the Bears 14. Fox NFL Sunday continues after a word from your local Fox station.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
When you build something to endure, you make sure its foundation is strong. For the Northland, that foundation is the thousands of small businesses that make up our community. And to help every one of them with the challenges that come with putting your name on the sign hanging out front, your Northland Ford dealer would like to remind you about the new special tax benefits available to small business owners on vehicles like F-150, Super Duty, Expedition, Excursion, and Econoline vans. It's all part of making your small business the next big business. See your Northland Ford dealer today.
Hey, hold on, my signal's all funny. Is that better? There? I'm losing you.
What is that? Tai Chi? No, she just needs a new wireless provider.
Hello?
Well, how's she gonna pick one?
Hello?
A guaranteed do it.
Do we think alike or what? Switch to Alltel today. Get a network you can count on and a quality guarantee.
Right now, get 1,000 local anytime minutes, unlimited nights, weekends, and mobile-to-mobile minutes, plus a phone for just 99 cents.
Better call quality, guarantee.
You got that right.
Alltel.
Wrap it up. I'll take it. Wrap it up. I'll take it.
Chevy's wrapping up the year with 0% APR financing on the 2004 Chevy Silverado. Or get $2,500 cash back. That's 0 APR or $2,500 cash back on the 2004 Silverado. The Chevy year-end wrap-up. See your select Heartland Chevy dealers today.
Wrap it up.
The best Packer and Viking action in the NFL is right here on Fox 25, Fox 48.
Colleagues on the Packers staff, Mike Sherman now the head coach, and Dick Duron, the head man in Chicago, start the 4th quarter. 19 unanswered points by the Packers, but the Bears have a 2nd down and 1 on their 28-yard line. And Brock Forsey is knocked back by Marcus Anderson. Anderson getting a second chance. And Campman as well with Antoine Edwards, who beat him out during the preseason, and now because of the injury to Edwards getting his chance now, Robert Ferguson, and that's a tough man to lose considering he has 7 catches and a career high today.
And also everything he does on special teams, he's involved with the kickoff return, yet he's one of the guys you always see down there in punt coverage and kickoff coverage trying to make tackles.
Well, right now neither Thomas nor Forsey can get anything going on the ground. 3rd down and 2 coming up. And here is Cordell Stewart, could run for it if he wants to, and he should get the 1st down as he extended the ball over the line and has a 3-yard pickup. And the Bears barely make it, but they'll take it here early in the 4th quarter.
They had to get something going because they have really struggled on offense in this 2nd half. And really, let's go back to that 1st half when they came out so emotionally pumped up. They had the 2 big plays, the big pass to Marty Booker down the sideline, the interception by Lance Briggs. But, you know, other than that, they haven't been able to establish the consistency on the offensive side of the ball.
Brock Forsey remains the tailback. 1st down on the Bears 30. Stewart's pass, and this is caught at the 41 by Marty Booker, and another Chicago 1st down.
The wide receivers for the Chicago Bears are all big physical players and just put the ball somewhere where they can make a play on it. And that was the case last week against Arizona. Justin Gage missed a big shot at the end of the 1st half. But when you're talking about those guys, Marty Booker, Des White, David Terrell, those guys are big physical receivers. Put it somewhere where they can go out and make a play on the ball.
And they've tried to go to them today. And if nothing else, you want to give the defense a rest because the Packers have a 2-to-1 edge in ball control in this game. 1st down on the 41. Stewart getting rushed, firing it incomplete. And he had a big-time pass rush rush that time, including Grady Jackson and Aaron Campen. For a game break, let's again go to JB in Los Angeles.
Hey, Dick and Darrell, take a look at the Eagles pulling away Donovan McNabb. Play action, rolling right, hooking up with L.J. Smith. 6-yard touchdown strike. First career touchdown for L.J. Smith. Eagles on top by 16, 11:40 left in regulation. Back to Dick and Darrell.
Boy, the Philadelphia Eagles really staking a claim as the team to beat in the NFC right now.
8 straight wins if they go on and beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys are going to have to regroup in their bid to make the playoffs. 2nd down and 10 from the 41, and the pass to Des White, who has not caught a pass but catches one here. Des White, who came in leading the team in receiving, and a forgotten man going to him for a 23-yard pickup.
And one of the things that they wanted to do at the beginning of the game, take shots against Al Harris on the outside. Now, that's good coverage by Al Harris. He's right there. He kind of loses track of the ball for a second, but Cordell Stewart throws the ball up into an area and allows Des White to make a play. Time to get away from all these gadgets out of this bunch look that we're going to see here. The different things that they're doing, just line up and start taking advantage of the outside plays against the DBs of the Packers.
And the pitch goes to Forsey. He's knocked back and will get to the 40-yard line and lose about 2 yards. And it was Aaron Campen who penetrated on that play, and there was that bunch look again. And the Bears trying to get back in this game. They have plenty of time, but they need a touchdown to take the lead. That doesn't mean a field goal wouldn't get them closer. They do have enough time.
All the yards are coming in chunks on the outside. He's only completed 9 passes, but he's got almost 180 yards. He's up around 20 yards per completion, and it's because they're throwing the ball up on the outside. It's time to get away from all the trickery in this running game that is stalled.
And here's Stewart. Pass up the middle to Desmond Clark, the tight end. He'll be short of the first down by about 2.5 yards. Hannibal Davies on the coverage to Clark.
I mean, it's one thing to stay with a phase of the game, to keep it honest. Chris Chandler right there, a guy who was probably as responsible as anybody for Cordell Stewart coming back and having the success he's had since taking over for Chris Chandler. But, you know, you want to continue to run the ball, but when there's something out there that you are doing well and you've got an advantage against your opponent, you've got to continue to go back to it.
3rd down and 2 on the Packer 30. And the Bears go to the air, and it's caught inside the 20 by Marty Booker, and a first down. So Marty Booker now with his 5th catch of the game adds 13 yards to his total, and his first 100-yard receiving game of the year for Marty Booker, who got the Bears on the board early with a 61-yard touchdown reception, and the ball now is at the 18. We showed Chris Chandler, who, by the way, is the number 3, the emergency quarterback today, out with a sprained right shoulder, suffered in Denver a couple of weeks ago. Rookie Rex Grossman is the backup. So a first down on the 18, and here is Brock Forsey. No, a fake. It's Stanley Pritchett, the upback fullback. Faked everyone but the Packers, and 2 yards on the play.
Chicago Bears finally answering the question that both Dick Duran and Greg Blash had. You know, how would we respond to an adverse situation during the course of the game? They jumped out to that quick 14-0 lead. Green Bay has stormed back, but Chicago finally putting together its best drive of the second half as they've controlled the ball this whole 4th quarter.
2nd down and 8 on the 16. And Cordell Stewart up for grabs. Incomplete, nothing but green and gold in the neighborhood. And the pass was deflected at the line.
Very fortunate to not have this ball intercepted. Gilbert Brown gets a hand on it. That ball is right up into the middle of the field, and here come all the Packers converging on it. Marcus Anderson just a couple steps away from having a shot at an interception.
3rd down and 8. Bears in field goal range. Robbie Abdullah lining up behind Cordell Stewart. Stewart with a short drop, and the interception by Mike McKenzie. And Stewart may have the best shot at him. He's walked out of the play, and McKenzie is going to beat into the end zone for the touchdown. What a run by McKenzie. A couple of Bears had a shot, 90 yards on the pick. And they're going wild at Lambeau.
Mike McKenzie is an aggressive cornerback. He sits on things. He has seen things on film by formation, by tendency, and he trusts his instincts. He broke on this ball before it left Cordell Stewart's hand. Unbelievable. Des White, number 80, you saw the break by Mike McKenzie. Cordell Stewart had not released the ball, but watch the hustle by the Green Bay Packers. There's Darren Sharper down to get Cordell Stewart. Look at Nick Barnett. That's your middle linebacker. He came from about 70 yards away to make sure that Mike McKenzie got into the end zone.
And McKenzie's second interception, but this was the big one. 90-yard interception return, the fourth longest in Packer history. The Packers will go for two, leading by 11, 25-14. And the Bears call a timeout. Timeout called by Chicago, their first.
Cordell Stewart might have stared this one down. Take a look at his eyes. He's out on the flat the entire time. One of the keys that allowed Mike McKenzie to get that great jump.
Only one truck has the strongest, toughest frame of any full-size pickup. That truck is the new Ford F-150. It has a fully boxed frame with crossbars welded through the side rails, all of which gives you the highest payload. Only this truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Well, aren't you being naughty today?
It's okay. I had Subway for dinner last night.
Subway sandwiches. Thousands of customizable low-fat ways to feel good about being good and okay about being bad.
Here I am. Yes! Playing with those...
What are you doing? It's okay. I'd Subway.
Subway, good, so you don't always have to be.
And now with Sprint, unlimited night minutes, instead of starting at 9, start at 7. And it's a great deal. When your calls are clear. With guys, it's all about the money.
Now with Sprint, you can get a great deal on any new service plan with 2 more hours of weeknight calling.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Gateway. 50 new products, 3 ways to get there. Gateway, give the box. By Sprint, proudly offering picture mail and PCS Vision picture phones. By Subway, good so you don't always have to be. Subway, eat fresh. And by the next Ford F-150, built Ford tough.
Back here at Lambeau Field, the Packers leading 25-14. 9:16 to go. The 90-yard interception for a touchdown by McKenzie. His second career pick for a score. Now the 2-point conversion.
Bears forced to call a timeout because they only had 10 guys on the field before that last play.
And Favre drills it. They got it. 2-point conversion. Bubba Franks has it. And Franks hit the... That was funny. Mike Flanagan got in his way. He got hit by Franks. 2 points gives the Packers a 27-14 lead.
A truck like this isn't built in a factory. It's built in the farms and fields, concrete streets and construction sites that map the landscape of an entire country. Because when Ford builds the new F-150, there are promises to keep. And only one truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell swing and jingle bell ring. When and blowing a bushel of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun.
for children this holiday season. Rated E through M. PlayStation 2, the only place to play.
Well, I think you look great.
This year, the holidays are Gateways, so give the box. Inside, find innovative gifts like the sleek Gateway 610 Media Center PC. It's a PC, DVD recorder, TV, and stereo with subwoofer all in one. And with the Intel Pentium 4 processor with HT technology, you can do more at once. Like watch, record, and pause live TV while burning a holiday CD. Hurry in and give the box from Gateway.
The difference in carbs between Miller Lite and Coors Light is as little as 1.8 grams. The difference in taste is as big as the Rockies. Drink Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light.
Well, the Bears had a 14-0 lead after one, but it has been all Packers on both sides of the ball since then. 27-14. 4 turnovers by the Bears, and the Packers have capitalized on 3 of them as Jerry Azuma goes back for the kickoff by Ryan Longwell. Up at the 20 by Joe Tafoya.
Kind of like his 3rd kickoff return today.
They may put him into the regular lineup as a deep man. And they have to separate the boys once again, and we'll take a timeout.
You ever go horseback riding? Are you kidding? Those things are huge. What about motorcycles? No way. You ever hang glide? I'm scared of flying. Surfing? Way too dangerous. Right.
No matter what you love to do, bring your Visa card. The card you know they'll take wherever your adventures take you. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Who told you I was obsessed? Did she say that? Gelmax Comfort Grip tools are perfect for me. They're specifically designed to feel good in your hand. I can put her down anytime I want. Not now, maybe later.
Gelmax Comfort Grip.
I live here.
New from Black & Decker. Taco Bell's Fajita Grilled Stuffed Burrito. Sizzling marinated carne asada steak and tasty fajita veggies. Wrapped and grilled to go.
I should have gotten fajitas.
Nothing beats the sizzle when you think outside the bun.
There's glory for the individuals who come together for a common goal. Tame the elusive beast of time and space, bringing together offices from every corner of the globe, working in real time, as if shoulder to shoulder. You have the new Microsoft Office system. Go team.
See performances by Beyonce,
Sting,
No Doubt,
Clay Aiken,
Evanescence,
Pink,
Foo Fighters,
and more.
The Billboard Music Awards live at 8/7 Central Fox Wednesday.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Microsoft. Your potential, our passion.
Right on the ground.
Tasty, the bratwurst, and we had a chance to sample a few, and cooked by my partner.
Fortunately, these fine parkas that Fox provides are flame retardant because there's a little bit of flame popping out of that grill this afternoon.
You were equal to the task as David Terrell passes incomplete to him. You are the magic chef when it comes to the Lambeau bratwurst cook before the game.
Those things are tasty, though.
It's part of you don't have a bratwurst and you come to Green Bay, you're missing a treat. 9:06 remaining in the fourth, 2nd and 10 for the Bears. As the Packers have taken over the game after a great start by the Bears today. But could not sustain, at least to this point. But they have time remaining. Anthony Thomas is in the backfield, and Cordell Stewart loops it up. And the catch made by Justin Gage. Gage, who dropped a few and had a few knocked out, makes his first catch of the game, good for 28.
Great concentration here. We've seen him with an opportunity to make some other catches during the game. he hasn't been able to do that, but a nice job right there. And again, it's Al Harris, and that's kind of, you know, what were they doing on that last series going after Mike McKenzie again? They came in wanting to try number 31 side, and yet Mike McKenzie's the guy that makes the big play. And all afternoon, they've continued to make those plays on the outside. I don't know why they want to keep going back to some of the other things that they're doing. That has been their most effective offensive style.
From the 38-yard line, Cordell Stewart getting some pressure, and the pass thrown out of bounds. And again, the charge on Stewart.
Well, he didn't get out of the pocket and back in on that one, and there was not a receiver in the area.
Bauju with a groin injury. As you see our injury update, no flag was thrown on the pressure. Well, there's a flag being picked up. Yes, and goes now. Second grounding call today.
Intentional grounding, offense number 10. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. Loss him down.
Well, you remember earlier he got outside the box. It's the tackle box that he has to get outside of. You can say he maintains his position in there the entire time, and there is not a receiver anywhere near the area.
Now, Brett Favre, who obviously knows what it's like there, he's saying, yeah. Remember he signaled first down when he was roughed last time? They would have put a striped uniform on Brett today. He's done everything else.
He's auditioning for his post-career profession.
Right. So a 9-yard penalty as a result. Second down and 19. Barely into Packer territory. Short drop, and on the slant, Des White. But he won't go anywhere after the catch. So a short gain of 7 yards. Well, there's Rex Grossman, who is one of the 2 #1 picks. Haynes from Penn State, the other. And Rex Grossman, highly touted. The Bear coach is very impressed with him, and the feeling that we get is as soon as the Bears are eliminated from the race, Rex Grossman will start in at quarterback of this team. He is the quarterback of the future, and maybe the future's coming up soon.
Yeah, and they've got to solidify that position. I think that is one of the big reasons that the Bears have struggled over the past several seasons. They have had no continuity at the quarterback position.
3rd and 14 on the Green Bay 42. And here is Stewart, and the ball knocked away. It fluttered toward Marty Booker, but the Packers were there, led by Mike McKenzie, and 4th down coming up. So 4th down, and right now Dick Geron sends his punter in. This pass was deflected, which is why it had the floating appearance.
Larry Smith going up, a good job. He's not going to get to the quarterback. He comes across. Just get your hands up, get him into those throwing lanes, and try and make a deflection.
Brad Maynard, who began his career with the New York Giants, will be kicking to Antonio Chapman. 7:42 on the clock, and it bounds into the end zone. Touchback, and the Packers will take over with a 13-point lead here in the 4th.
Thus does fear manifest itself. The fear one is about to pay too much. Fortunately, Helzberg Diamonds Value Promise is a very effective antiperspirant.
Helzberg Diamonds. Confidence comes in a burgundy box.
Aren't you tired of frozen dinners?
Make it Campbell's instead.
Thanks. Chunky chicken corn chowder now has more chicken.
And who taught you how to pick a melon?
We engineered a material behind the dash called Quiet Steel. Only the new Ford F-150 has it, which means it's the only truck to deliver this. The sound of quality. The sound of the quietest pickup, period. Only this truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Fox Laugh Out Loud Sunday. Krusty discovers a shocking secret about his past.
Just found out I'm not Jewish. I was turned down by all those country clubs for nothing.
Now, be there as he prepares for the most important day of his life, his bar mitzvah.
I'm hungry. Are they married yet?
And all new Simpsons. Plus, when Bernie builds Jordan a treehouse, the new neighbor declares war.
That treehouse is coming down.
And all new Bernie Mac. And it's never too early to get your kids involved in sports. an all-new Malcolm, followed by an all-new Arrested Development.
Did he say that he misses me?
He said some wonderful things.
Daddy, horny Michael.
It all starts with a full hour of King of the Hill at 7, 6 Central tonight. Fox Laugh Out Loud Sunday.
Packers leading 27-14, trying to start a new winning streak after being upended by the Lions Thanksgiving Day on the road, and trying to go over 500 here in Lambeau. First down on the 20, and here is Ahman Green. Now, if you missed our pregame show, here's a little glimpse of what you missed that you don't want to miss anymore.
My grandfather was a watermelon planter. He raised watermelons, and one day he went out to the Bucks. The way I'm saying it, when you don't have information, you go with farm analogies. The Dallas Cowboys are essentially Uncle Bocephus. The Eagles are Uncle Buck. I'm telling you.
I'm disappointed that he never finished the story about the barn cat.
That's right.
That was the one I was trying. I wanted to hear the rest of that one.
Great imitation by Howie on Terry. First I've heard it. Second down on 9, and here is Green, and nothing doing as Lance Briggs makes the tackle, and a timeout called by the Chicago Bears. So coming into the game, Ahman Green needed 92 yards to break Jim Taylor's all-time Packer season rushing. May not get it today.
Wow, they smell great.
Did someone bring a bouquet?
Actually, it's more like a bouquet.
Now, pick up a fresh holiday meal with all the fixings and get a large popcorn chicken free. For Kitchen Fresh Chicken, you got a KFC What's Cooking.
The Zales Holiday Keepsake Music Box, exclusively designed by Lennox, with a diamond heart pendant for just $99. More than just music to her ears. Exclusively at Zales, making moments last a lifetime.
Bears using a timeout. That is their second to stop the clock, with the third down and 11 coming up. Talked about Ahman Green. He is 50 yards and 21 carries at 57 yards Thanksgiving Day. Has always come back from a sub-100-yard game with a huge output. He's got 50 right now. This game isn't over. Remember, 92 to pass Jim Taylor. Third and 11 out of the shotgun is Brett Favre. And on the designed rollout, going to the sideline, and the pass incomplete, and fourth down coming up. They were trying to go to whom? Donald Driver. Well, the one of the Packer assistants is moving on to a great assignment. Sylvester Croom, who has been the running backs coach here, has been named the head coach at Mississippi State, and still works during the week, leaves on Thursday, comes back for the meetings on Saturday, trying to put together his staff as the Bearcats called for, and the ball going out of bounds at midfield. So there's Sylvester Croom, headed for Mississippi State as the first African-American coach in the Southeast Conference. What an honor. We'll be right back. As a matter of fact, we're not going anywhere. We're going to stay here. How are the Packers managing the Sylvester Croom deal here? Because it's a week-to-week thing with Mike Sherman, because he wants to do his job here. As you see, the Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year show coming up next. James Brown will host it. And great achievements of the past year coming up. Hosted by James Brown, coming up right after our game, right here on Fox.
I think they'll continue to go week to week and see how it works out. And at some point, Sylvester Croom may have to make a difficult decision. But I think he's already said if the Packers do make it into the postseason, that he will not be able to join them. And then you would probably have Edgar Bennett assume his position as the running backs coach.
Cordell Stewart has the most time he's had and completes the pass for the first down to David Terrell, stopping the clock at 6:33 on an 11-yard pickup. So right now the Bears in essence need 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points to pull this game out. And they only have 1 timeout plus the 2-minute warning to stop things. First and 10 at the 38 of the Packers. And over the middle, and there is the tight end.
He was never down. He was never down.
And most of the green shirts were there, and they've got it. Another turnover. So the Bears have turned it over 0 times in the last 2 games when they've defeated Denver and Arizona, now turn it over for a 5th time. And they're not going to win any game with 5 turnovers.
Desmond Clark, watch how he lands right there on top of Hannibal Navies. So he is not down, and then the ball comes out. That is a live ball.
And KGB made the recovery for the Packers.
You'll see here he lands on top of Hannibal Navies. He is never down before that ball pops out.
So the 5th turnover of the game, and the Packers have scored on 3 of the previous 4. And with 6:05 to go, the Bears could ill afford any kind of turnovers today. They took a 14-0 lead. They were crisp on defense and opening it up on offense. But they wore down. And the ball control, a big part of what the Packers have done today. Here is Amon Green. And Green with a good rush out to the 45-yard line, just missing a first down. He gets 9 yards.
Just a physical running play right here. William Henderson, watch your fullback coming in motion. Watch the lead block. I heard this one all the way up in the booth on number 55. That is about as good as it gets as the lead back.
Second down and 1. And again, they go to Amon Green with a good cut by Green. Still going in Bears territory. His way inside the 45 for another 9-yard pickup. And for a game break, let's check in again with James Brown.
Hey, Dick, Bruce Smith finally got his NFL record 199 sack. This one of Jesse Palmer, backup quarterback for the New York Giants. Bruce Smith, all-time leader, having surpassed Reggie White. But as Darrell and Dan Jiggets both know, Deacon Jones will still have something to say about that. Back to Dick Stockton.
Yes, he will, but it took him a long time, didn't it?
It really has. It took him a couple of years, but yeah, I wish somebody needs to go back and just chart all of Deacon Jones's sacks, and obviously they didn't chart it back then, but let's get a number up there and put it up there anyways.
Here's Green, hard to bring down, and looks like he is totally fresh now, picking up 5 more yards. Remember, the magic number is 92, and Amon Green right now has 71 yards for the Packers. 92 to break Jim Taylor's single-season rushing record. And he'll go out of the game right now with the situation 2nd down and 5, replaced by Davenport.
I think the amazing thing about what Jim Taylor did is how long that record has stood the test of time. You're talking 40-plus years in an era where running the ball in the 70s and the 80s became very popular, and even with the expansion to the 16-game schedule, he did his in 14. It is still the single-season Packers rushing record.
Davenport getting inside the 40-yard line. Warwick Holdman on the tackle. We have under 4 minutes remaining, and the clock stopping with the Bears using their 3rd and final timeout. Well, there have been a lot of heroes today for the Green Bay Packers on both sides of the ball. We talked about Robert Ferguson, but how about the play of Mike McKenzie, who has been a defensive star?
Relentless, non-stop, all day. It's going to be a party out there. Just watch.
Talked to Brett Favre a couple weeks ago when they had the San Francisco game, and he talked about the fact that the Packers weren't functioning well as a team. When the offense came out and had a poor performance, the defensive side of the ball or special teams didn't do anything to jumpstart them. Well, that was not the case this afternoon, because the Green Bay offense really came out very sluggishly in the beginning of this game, and had it not been for the play of the Green Bay Packer defense today, this game hung in the balance there for a while until that offense started to match the intensity of the Chicago Bear defense.
That sums up the game perfectly, Moose, and the way the Packers were able to gain control and score 27 unanswered points. Here's Favre on 3rd down and 4, and trying to get it to Donald Driver, incomplete, and 4th down coming up for the Packers. They have to engage Driver from the sideline, and the photographer's over there, and Josh Bidwell aboard to kick the ball away to the Bears. Packers have won 17 of the last 19 games against the Bears. Their only losses were the two here in 1999 and 2000. And a flag is down. They didn't give...
I think he's blocked into him.
Yeah, R.W. McQuarters enough room. And if he was blocked into him, you've got a good point. Maybe they pick it up.
The player was blocked into the fair catch receiver. Therefore, there's no foul on the play. First down.
And you watch 89 Robert Ferguson. Here comes Todd McMillan, number 26. You know, he's affecting him into that. He tries to pull off. You can see him. Oh, no, no, no. I didn't block him in there. That was all him.
Bears will start from the 10-yard line.
And that's another guy, Robert Ferguson. I mean, you mentioned it with his catches and the production he's had, but on special teams, I mean, this is the second time we've had Green Bay in the last 3 weeks, and he's one of those guys that just jumps out at you as you watch the game.
First down at the 10-yard line, and Cordell Stewart's pass incomplete, trying to get it to David Terrell. Here's what's coming up on the lineup tonight on Fox, beginning with King of the Hill, full hour. Krusty prepares for his bar mitzvah on an all-new Simpsons, and then when Bernie builds a treehouse, the new neighbor declares war on an all-new Bernie Mac, followed by an all-new episodes of Malcolm and Arrested Development.
You got a kick out of that Simpsons
Yes, it all starts with a full hour of King of the Hill tonight at 7, 6 Central on Fox.
You better call Leslie and have her hit the TiVo for you.
Second down and 10 from the 10. Inside the 5 and the pass. And let's see if it's intercepted. Incomplete. That pass took a while to get to Marty Booker, and Darren Sharper came close to knocking it away. Third down and 10 with 3:27 remaining in the fourth quarter. Welcome the fans who saw the Eagles win their 8th in a row over the Cowboys. Dick Stockton and Darrell Johnston here in Green Bay, and the Packers with a flag down, and Cordell Stewart's pass nearly intercepted by Mike McKenzie, who has picked off 2 today, including one for a 90-yard return.
Face mask, offense, number 69.
And the penalty called against Mike Gandy, illegal hands to the face, and the penalty will be declined. So 3:21 to go. The Bears started out impressive on defense and leading 14-0 in the first quarter, and then the Packers, sparked by their defense and taking advantage of the 5 turnovers by Dick Jauron's Bears, have rolled. And for you viewers who watch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints, back here at Lambeau Field, the Buccaneers beat the Saints, and the Packers are on their way to defeat the Chicago Bears, and in their hopes of a playoff berth. And sacked back at the 1 is Cordell Stewart by Grady Jackson. So the Green Bay Packers, off to the slow 14-0 start, have put it all together in the last 3 quarters and are going to win this one going away.
No other option but to go for it on 4th down from this situation. Grady Jackson, one of those key midseason additions that they picked up off the waiver wire. A quick move on Steve Edwards, beats the running back that tries to help him, brings Cordell Stewart down.
And when you go for it on 4th down on your own 1, chances aren't very good if you don't make it, because the Packers will have 1st and goal on the 1. Brett Favre with a touchdown pass to Javon Walker today. Ryan Longwell with 4 field goals, and Mike McKenzie's 90-yard interception return sparking the pack. Brett Favre, and gives it to Amon Green, who is knocked back for a loss of a yard by Brian Knight. So with the Minnesota Vikings in front 34-7. And the Vikings headed for the victory over Seattle. The loss by the Bears will eliminate them After winning 4 of their last 6 before today, they had some hope for a second half spurt. That'll go by the boards. And the Green Bay Packers will remain a game behind the Minnesota Vikings, who have 25 seconds left in their game. Second down and goal from the 2. High formation. They give it to Ahman Green outside. He'll score. Ahman Green needed 92 yards to break Jim Taylor's single-season Packers rushing record, but he gets the score and gets the Lambeau lead, Moose. And for those of you who saw the Vikings beat Seattle 34-7, there's Ahman Green, who has just scored a touchdown. He may not break Jim Taylor's single-season rushing record for the Packers today, but he is the latest in a long line of heroes for the Packers, who now lead by a score of 34-14.
The Packers run that traditional counter play out to the outside. They get everything sealed. Brian Urlacher just a step too late getting there, but just one of those days for the Chicago Bears. Everything started out great. A big touchdown pass to Marty Booker. Then Brett Favre trying to throw the ball away. Lance Briggs makes the play on the ball, takes that in. It's 14-0, and the Bears are absolutely dominating the Packers on both sides of the ball. But all of a sudden, the Pack came back. Javon Walker gets it started. A couple field goals by Ryan Longwell. But Mike McKenzie, who has 2 interceptions today, really the guy that jump-started the entire afternoon for the Packers.
5 turnovers committed by the Bears, and 13 points off of those turnovers by the Green Bay Packers, who are going to go to 7-6 on the year. And they say the best chance for a team like the Packers in the NFC North is to win the division. They're going to be 1 game behind Minnesota. The Bears will be eliminated. Green Bay still, of course, in the wild card berth if they don't win the division, but Seattle and Dallas are 1 game ahead of them, but the Packers have beaten Seattle this year, so we got still 3 big weeks to go.
Well, it's going to be very important. You know, the Packers will be cheering for the Bears next week against Minnesota, because if they can get that loss, that will give them 2 divisional losses, which will come down to the Packers. Then they'll go conference record as the 3rd tiebreaker. But even if they go in and lose to Kansas City or somebody else in the AFC down the stretch, it will not help the Packers. Their big help has to come next week against Chicago.
Jerry Azuma with a good return for the Bears, trying to put a move on into Green Bay territory, and never goes out of bounds. And Jerry Azuma will go all the way and score on an 88-yard kickoff return. Erwin Sweeney and the Packers seem to have Azuma dead to rights, but no, and Azuma goes all the way for the touchdown for the Bears. A little bittersweet moment for Chicago in the latter stages.
Jerry Azuma's just got to realize that it's 34-20 at that point and just get back to the bench.
And welcome the audience that saw the Washington Redskins beat the New York Giants 20-7. Jerry Azuma just went 88 yards with a kickoff return for a touchdown, but the story here, as you can see in the top of your screen, the Packers leading the Bears by a score of 34-20. Paul Ettinger for the extra point. Bears led 14-0, and then the Packers with 34 unanswered points before that return by Azuma.
And he just does a great job down the sideline. He's going to break the initial wave right there. And now he's in the wide open. Watch the move here on the kicker, Ryan Longwell. Freezes him. But watch the work down the sideline. I mean, Erwin Sweeney and Curtis Fuller right there have a very easy play to get him out of bounds. I mean, he has very little room to work with it. They can't get him out. Now, remember, Jerry Azuma, he's playing cornerback, but he was a great college running back in the day, so that's not a different thing for him to be putting that ball under his arm and returning kicks.
And that is the second kickoff touchdown return of the year, and it's 34-21 with 2:13 to go. Dick Stockton along with Darryl Johnston here, and the Bears will be trying an onside kick. Still need 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points to pull this out with 2:13 to go. They have no timeouts remaining, however. Tell you one thing, though, this is emblematic of what this team has done for Dick Jauron all year, and that is scrap and fight and claw. They were 1-5, won 4 of their last 6 before today. And down and seemingly out. Get that kickoff return. And still trying to climb back. Remember, the onside kick must go 10 yards. And it does. And a loose ball, and the Packers seemingly cover it up. Antonio Chapman right there, and the Packers will have it on the 46-yard line. Well, for you viewers that joined us later, as you see the Packers recover the onside kick, here is the scoring summary of the game. Cordell Stewart hitting Marty Booker 61 yards, make it 7-0, and then it was 14 on this interception by linebacker Lance Blanks. Ryan Longwell had 4 field goals, but Javon Walker caught this touchdown for 22 yards, and then the big play, the interception by Mike McKenzie, 1 of 2 for 90 yards, and Ahman Green with a 2-yard touchdown run, his 15th touchdown overall, and you can see those 5 glaring turnovers by the Bears, Moose, really turned in the Bears today.
Yeah, their last 2 games, they had not committed a turnover and come out today and have 5. So everything started off very well for the Chicago Bears, but the Packers offense finally settled down and started playing well. But early in this game, it was the defense that carried the team until that offense got on track.
Najee Davenport gains a couple to get us to the 2-minute warning here at Lambeau Field. The Packers comfortably in front.
NFL Sunday is brought to you by SVC. Going beyond the call.
We didn't just give the new Ford F-150 more horsepower. We gave it the most low-end torque. Why did we push farther than anyone else? So you could do more than anyone else. Only this truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
There's a feeling in my heart that I can't explain. Is this love? The look in your eyes I just can't explain. Is this love? I lose myself after pain. So tomorrow, will you feel the same? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love?
Stop! Hey, your badge! Shoot him! What are you doing, man? That's my badge. Now show him your badge.
Bad Boys 2. Own it Tuesday on DVD. The sharpness of titanium. Now available in the new Remington Titanium series. The only shaver with titanium-coated trimmer blades. It could just make all other shavers obsolete.
Coming up after the game, it's Sports Illustrated's 2003 Sportsman of the Year. Our own James Brown will host this 1-hour retrospective, looking back at the greatest sports moments and athletic achievements of the past year. Sports Illustrated's 2003 Sportsman of the Year is after our game right here on Fox. Second down and 10, the 2-minute warning, and the handoff to Ahman Green, who came in needing 92 yards to break Jim Taylor's Packers single-season scoring mark. And he's got 79 right now. Today's game is being produced by Bob Stenner and directed by Sandy Grossman. The associate director is Charles McDonald. The broadcast associates are Wayne Wilson and Michael Peoples. The technical producer is Bob Muller. Pre-game show is produced by Scott Ackerson and directed by Bob Levy. The studio technical supervisor is Jack Simmons. The senior producer is Bill Brown, and the executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. Third down and 3, and they flip it to Green going left, just trying to break 1, but Urlacher forces him out of bounds. We also would like to thank our spotter Chris Visser and our statistician up here, Rick Odioso, as well as our other statistical gurus, Mike Eldridge and Charlie Dameyer. And there is Mike McKenzie, who I would give a game ball to. Moose, wouldn't you today?
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. I think he's one of the guys that really the reason for the Packers getting back into this game today and holding that commanding lead right now.
2 interceptions, 1 return for 90 yards. And measuring whether they have the first down. And it's awfully close. Well, we may be seeing Rex Grossman in the future for the Bears, but right now the Packers have a lot of business to attend to, and for Mike Sherman and his team, Packers will remain 1 game behind the Minnesota Vikings, who defeated Seattle. Hey, the Seahawks better start winning on the road somewhere along the line, otherwise they're going to be sitting home come playoff time.
And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' victory over the New Orleans Saints today also helps Green Bay, as both of those teams fall to 6-7. So things are going for the Green Bay Packers' favor all afternoon. 4th down is coming up. And by the way, the win today by the Philadelphia Eagles, who have now won 8 in a row. They became the first NFC team to clinch a playoff berth, that despite losing their first 2 of the year. Ahman Green goes on the road next week. And right now, Green has 80 yards. And he needs 12 for the record. He's not going to get it on this play. So that's going to be the goal for the Packers, as Lance Briggs doesn't want to be part of the party here. And on 4th down, they tried it. They didn't get it. And barring another turnover, Ahman Green's going to have to wait another week. It would have been nice for Ahman to be able to do that here at Lambeau Field, but it's still a great accomplishment. And the big thing is he will do it, within the 14 games that Jim Taylor originally set his record. And it's good to see things like that happen, where you don't have the people step up and say, well, yeah, but it took him this many games to do it as compared to what Jim Taylor did. And I like Jim Taylor's response to the whole situation. Hey, records are made to be broken. I'm happy for him. Hopefully he'll go on and break the record for, rushing yards in a career for the Green Bay Packers.
Wardell Stewart has not run much tonight, and does run and stops the clock and gets out of bounds with a minute remaining. And taking a look at Green Bay's remaining schedule, as they will go to 7-6 road games. In fact, this is their last game against an NFC team. They have San Diego, Oakland, and Denver from the AFC West the rest of the way.
And don't look at any of those games and assume that over the next 2 weeks that you're going to have an easy time before you come back here to play the Denver Broncos, because that last game, you don't want everything hinging on that, because the Broncos could be playing for something very meaningful in the AFC playoff race. So, the one thing that the Packers have to remember, they have not won more than 2 in a row all season. They came out very sluggish this afternoon. They've got to finish through December strong if they want to get into that NFC playoff race.
Here is the pass well short down the field, intended for Marty Booker, but that's a good point, because you can't say that Mike Sherman's team has any kind of momentum this year. They've had two-game winning streaks, and now they're trying to start again, and they want to get some momentum going. And you're absolutely right. Remember last year, the Packers, with a chance for home field advantage, playing the Jets in the final game of the regular season. It was on the road. They lost, and eventually had to go to the wild card, and they lost at home here at Lambeau to the Falcons. Packers at the Chargers next week, second half of our doubleheader, and of course the Bears and the Vikings will be our chief first game for our basic audience here in the Midwest. 2nd down and 10, and the pass out to David Terrell. Terrell's still on his feet and steps out of bounds. Here are the remaining games for the Chicago Bears. They have the Vikings and the Redskins at home next week, and then they finish at Kansas City. And technically, Dick Geron's Bears would be alive in the wild card race, but that would be only if an 8-8 team were to get into the wild card, and that's going to be a very, very major long shot for the Chicago Bears. 46 seconds.
A lot of teams with better records involved in that wild card race right now, ahead of the Chicago Bears.
In fact, as the pass is caught by Robbie Abdullah, even the Green Bay Packers would have trouble as a wild card. They're well down. Their best bet is to try to win the division as they trail the Vikings by a game. So a big day for the Packers, and we also wanted to make mention of Bob Harlan, who is the CEO, the president of the Green Bay Packers, and the job he has done in turning this stadium into a new plant, but still having the charm of the old stadium of Lambeau Field, and the fact that Bob Harlan headed for the Green Bay Hall of Fame, the only one named next summer. Congratulations to Bob Harlan. So if we give the Green Bay Packers the victory here, they go to 7-6, but you talk about the Bears still being alive. Green Bay right now still on the outside looking in, even in the wild card with the win today.
Yeah, and you know, as we go through the month of December, you know, technically there's going to be teams that are still involved in the playoff race, technically still alive for a wild card position, but Green Bay now the first team on the outside looking in with the best chance. But they're going to have to need help. And that was the one thing that Chicago could have done today with a victory, was still have a little bit of control over their own destiny.
That'll do it. And Brett Favre breaking Forrest Gregg's record for consecutive games played in the Green Bay uniform at 188. And Favre now wins his 20th game against the Chicago Bears in his career. And the final score, the Green Bay Packers 34, the Chicago Bears 21, the Pack 7-6, and the Bears go to 5-8. And we'll be back here at Lambeau Field in Green Bay.